Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me here on the Cycling Dane as always. And today we are, of course, looking at another stage of the Tour de France as we've been doing for, well, the whole week, really. And today is an interesting one, stage 8. And are we potentially going to be seeing a sprint finish towards this? The profile is very jagged, uh, rugged, a rugged one to say the least. Are we going to see Biniam Girmay? Are we going to see any of these sprinters potentially getting involved towards the finale? But right now, we have got the man, the myth, the legend, well, building up, certainly, making a name for himself. He already won the Brussels Cycling Classic this year, but he isn't content with that. The Uno X pride and joy right now, Jonas Abrahamsen, he's heading towards that green jersey intermediate sprint right now, and he's doing a very, very good effort. 5 minutes and 34 seconds ahead of the peloton right now. It is a bit rainy, and we'll see if the Norwegian, how far he can hold into this. He's got 130 kilometers to go, and actually less, 122 kilometers. 122 kilometers. My feed was a bit behind. 122 kilometers left for Jonas Abrahamsen here. And Matteo Jorgensen, we're seeing him as well. He had a very good time trial yesterday, sitting ninth overall in the GC. But the rain jackets are being put on here by the pelotons. 5 minutes and 55 seconds. So, yeah, nearly 6 minutes of an advantage here for Jonas Abrahamsen. But all the rain jackets are getting on here. They're all putting them on. They're all a bit worried. And, we'll see what's going to happen. How is this weather going to be affecting the rest of them? Jonas Abrahamsen, coming from Norway, of course, is certainly not going to be too bothered about these conditions. If anyone's lived in Scandinavia or is indeed from the north of Europe, you will know that these conditions are quite common, or even anyone from Britain. But sad news as well for any Danish listeners, friends in the comments, particularly me and Mike. We're going to be very sad that Mads Pedersen, arguably the second best Danish rider right now, a second most famous one right now, he is unfortunately not in the race anymore. He abandoned. So that casts Lidl Trek a bit into the void, and we'll see if they can somewhat recover here. Right now, we're seeing the intermediate sprint. We have, of course, still got 17 points up for grabs. So the sprinters teams, they're getting ready for that. But we have got the man in the front who had that green jersey, Jonas Abrahamsen, who sits second place in that classification right now. He took the 20 points. But right now, it is Intermarché. Intermarché are the ones pushing on here. What can they do here? The Belgian outfit with that Air Train star that we talked about so many times. Biniam Girmay, friend of the channel, is he going to be able to take that 17 points here? He's got 3 men in front of him in terms of his lead-out train. Jasper Philipsen as well. What is he going to be able to do something here to just hinder Bini taking more points and advancing his lead? We're getting very close now. We can't quite see. I think we've got 300, 400 meters to go here. Bini's coming down to his last man here, and this is an absolutely excellent lead out by Intermarché. They have really just upped their confidence here, and I think Bini's going to take the 17 points. His teammate Gerben Tyson taking 15 points there, so they just made sure to get a man between Biniam Girmay and Jasper Philipsen there. So Jasper Philipsen is going to be very annoyed over the last few days, but yeah, Bini. What a good sprint that was. We've seen him kind of being caught out in the intermediate sprint there, but yeah, Gerben Tyson doing a solid effort there. Those two are very good friends. Gerben, a very good sprinter in his own right, as we know, and he just did his best to mark his countryman of Jasper Philipsen. So that was a good sprint there. Good sprint to see in the intermediate sprint for the, not minor, but big points. But we'll see how that kind of sets out the green jersey classification. That fight, if we take that all the way to the finish of the race between, not Gerben Tyson, between Bini and also Jasper Philipsen, I think that will be a very good race to watch, or a very good battle between the green jersey. We haven't had many green jerseys being competitive. Yes, well, last year we had Jasper Philipsen dominate that competition. We had Wout van Aert absolutely obliterating that competition as well. Mark Cavendish, when he had it, he obliterated the competition. So we haven't really had a very close green jersey battle. Let us know if you can think of one. I'm thinking back to 2011 when Mark Cavendish and Jose Rojas was very close. Tohusov as well with Mark Cavendish. Those two have had great battles. But yeah, Jasper Philipsen and Biniam Girmay there just having a bit of a tussle for the upper points. But Bini, 91% of you saying he's going to be wearing the green jersey by the end of the stage today. And I think that is looking very likely. But out in front, it's the polka dot jersey wearer of Jonas Abrahamsen. He seems to be the only man who cares about the polka dot jersey. And yeah, the first ever Norwegian to wear it, apparently. Need to double check those numbers. And yeah, we'll see if he can hold all the way to the finish. The man who beat Biniam Girmay to that Brussels Cycling Classic title earlier in, well, the summer. And Uno X Mobility, they have really gotten their name out there in this first part of the race. And let's see how far he can keep that polka dot jersey. I think that should be one of our things as well. 20 points in that intermediate sprint, just a confirmation. Crash here, crash. Was that a crash, or it just seemed like one of the Alpecin riders there were caught out? So was that a crash? Very weird. We haven't got a confirmation of that. Yeah, strange. Of course, Tohusov is, of course, part of the Uno X Mobility team. I think he's the team manager now, so he'll be very thrilled to already have had the green jersey, his old jersey, within it. And yeah, the random what went on here with the Alpecin guy. Was it a crash? Trying to put on the rain jacket, and yeah, weird. 106 for Alpecin de Koenig. Strange scenes with Alpecin. Yeah, of course, putting a rain jacket on while cycling is quite a hard feat to do. Just ask Jad Hindley on the Stelvio stage in 2022 of the Giro d'Italia. 2022 or 2020? 2020. 118.9 kilometers, that's all that separates the riders from the finish. But there is that lone Norwegian that we talked about, Jonas Abrahamsen. The pace isn't really high in the peloton right now. They're quite content with having this sole Norwegian. Interesting though, we didn't have anyone else join Abrahamsen. They were just content with letting him go. No threat in the polka dot jersey. I mean, nobody wanting to get in the mix. Little Trek, like we said, they have no head anymore in terms of a goal because Mads Pedersen isn't there anymore. So why wouldn't you throw someone up the road? There was, of course, we had Bissinger up the road and Nilsson Paulus. I think they tried to join early on, as we also had Jordan Jegat as well. Jegat from Total's Energies. So there have been a few riders trying something. But this stage is very interesting. We've got 2 Cat 4s left. So 2 Categorized 4 climbs left. But that is, of course, not the whole tale in terms of the elevation. It's a very rolling stage, it seems. And yeah, if you missed it as well in the chat, Mike was filling us in about, we talked about it yesterday. Who was it? Julien Bernard, of course, a local fan club was there. And then he got off his bike, was well within the cutoff time of the time trial, and then got off to kiss his lovely partner, and his kid was there as well. Gets fined by the UCI. What on earth? These guys really need a reality check. They need to focus their energies on actual serious things like road furniture, all this stuff that's actually dangerous. But they would rather give a fine to a man who kisses his wife on the side of the road, despite being inside the time cut. Absolutely ridiculous. 6 minutes and 7 seconds now, it's increased, and Philipsen is apparently 37 seconds behind right now, courtesy of that rain jacket change, or rain jacket putting on. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting stage, courtesy with that weather. We know weather sometimes affects Bini in the wrong way, but I think the temperature is certainly not as low as we had it in Ghent-Wevelgem last year. And so I think he'll be fine. But yeah, we'll wait and see what Biniam Girmay can do here. It does look like a stage that could be favoring him. tiring out some of these bigger sprinters, and then in terms of stature, I mean physical bigger sprinters, and then put them under pressure, and then he'll be one of the fastest men and takes the stage. That could happen. Mark Cavendish is in here as well, we know. Jasper Philipsen equally. He was up there on the Le Mans stage last year on stage 8. But Binny, this green jersey is looking more and more like potentially a reality. It's absolutely amazing that he's wearing the green jersey. First ever trained to do so, as we said. First ever trained to win a Giro stage. First ever trained to win a Tour de France stage. So, what are we saying as well? If his team allows him today, I think Mathieu van der Poel will win and attack and run away. Who can keep $100 with me? I'm not sure if Mathieu van der Poel is actually going to be doing anything, because I think Jasper Philipsen might be there. Not certain, but might. But in terms of other contenders as well, Wout van Aert, you have to mention him, I think. But he hasn't been looking... Well, he was third on stage 1, quite disgruntled by the 2 DSM riders in front of him who took away the honours and the yellow jersey. So if he can hang on there, maybe he's just building into this race as well. And he could certainly be someone in the pointy end when it comes to the stage honours. But we'll wait and see. Binny, there's certainly going to be a lot of talk about him winning the race today if he can. But it's all about being able to get on the right wheel, staying up there. But Arnaud Delis, he is a danger man today because he likes the more rugged terrain as well. But will Abrahamsen, let's spell that correctly, win the polka dot jersey in 2024? We talked about, we've seen this effort before, Nelson Paulus trying to go all out from the beginning and seeing if he can hold this jersey for as long as possible. Is it going to work here? The Norwegian, let's just get to know him a bit more. Like we said, Brussels Classics winner, which is a big race. It's a big one-day race. It's a big deal. And he's certainly been up there on a number of stages already this year. He has been at the Tour de France before. This is, in fact, his second Tour de France. His first one was last year. He's already surpassed his career points this year. Actually, all his career points combined, UCI-wise, has been completely trumped by what he's done this year. 28 years old, so he's basically in the prime of his career right now. Etoile de Bessèges earlier this year, he actually got the Mantos jersey, so he's already quite astute to getting Mantos jersey on French soil. Then he went to the Tour of Algarve. Not much there, apart from a top 20 result on stage 1. Strade Bianche, nothing to write home about there. 7th place in a stage in Treno Adriatico, where he was in the break for 202 kilometers, and the stage was 207 kilometers. In the classics, he had somewhat of a classics campaign as well. 12th in E3 Saxo Bank Classic, 20th in Gent-Wevelgem, and then in that crazy Dwarfs of London where Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen crashed out. Oh, actually, I think Mads Pedersen finished, but he was the man who finished second behind Matteo Jorgensen after having spent 133 kilometers in the breakaway. 32nd in Ronde van Vlaanderen. Not a bad result, to say the least, for him. Actually, one place behind Jorgensen once again. So they were separated by one place again in that race. He was, of course, they were thinking more of other opportunities. The likes of Christoph was probably the man that they wanted to win that. But it didn't quite happen. Paris-Roubaix, 27th. And then we had Trobo-Leon. He finished 5th on that occasion. Jonas Abrahamsen. And the Circuit Franco-Belgique, the race that we saw Biniam Girmay win, he finished 13th. And then the following week, he won the Brussels Cycling Classic. And then he was also second in the Dwarfstor Hetvalg Hageland, and there he finished second after being in the breakaway quite a lot, 52 kilometers, second behind Gianni Vermeersch, the former gravel world champion, who's also a teammate of Jasper Philipsen and Mathieu van der Poel. But in the Tour de France, like we said, second in Cesenatico, or second in Bologna, the race that started in Cesenatico, 195 kilometers he was in the break there. So he's certainly built up a reputation of being a bit of a breakaway artist, and yeah, maybe he doesn't like being in the pack. He wants to have like clean air around him. He doesn't want someone like leaning up against him. He doesn't like the small talk of the peloton, and he just prefers being on his own. And he well and truly is right now. Jonas Abrahamsen. Where's he actually from in Norway? Skiing. Oh, we talked about that. I think on stage 2, didn't we? But yeah, the polka dot jersey, he's got a lead of 6 minutes now. 6 minutes to the other jerseys. The green, worn by Biniam Girmay. The yellow, worn by Tadej Pogačar. And of course, that white jersey, worn by Remco Evenepoel, the stage winner yesterday. Quite convincing stage win. 13 seconds over Tadej Pogačar. But of course, many of you know that because you were here on the stream. And apologies for that bit of technical issues. Sometimes it happens. Let's hope we don't have any more bad luck. 1 for 1 tour, that would be enough. But yeah, Jonas Abrahamsen coming to more of the downhill section here. They're saying he's going 27 kilometers an hour. I don't believe that for a second. Going downhill, a pro, nah, that can't be right. But yeah, just racing through the course here. The weather is very erratic. Now it looks like it's getting a bit sunnier, and just coming past the Welsh flag as well. 202, Uno X Mobility. I mean, they've had a great run at this. A really great run. A great opening to this year's Tour de France. Christoph being third on that stage as well. The one Cavendish won. And then having a lot of publicity with Abrahamsen having both the green and the polka dot jersey. And right now he is second place in that polka dot. No, he's first in the polka dot jersey. He's leading by 11 points to Tadej Pogačar. Is there only 11? I think his margin's 11 points. But the problem is, as soon as we get up to the high mountains, that lead is going to be wiped away. He's closed his gap by 3 points to Biniam Girmay. 166 points here for Jonas Abrahamsen. For Biniam Girmay, and Abrahamsen has 107 points. Jasper Philipsen, a bit of desperation from him because he knows the man who wants to win the green jersey. He won it last year very convincingly, but not had any stage win. We are already on stage 8, and we still haven't had a Philipsen win. We've had a Belgian winner, Remco Evenepoel, yesterday. Let's not forget that. But here we're getting a bit of side win as well, so that could maybe do something with the peloton. Maybe the peloton are just going to take an easy day here. We have, of course, got a stage tomorrow with gravel, 32 kilometers worth of gravel. We'll talk more about that in the stage preview over on the Cycling Day Extra. But yeah, it should be very interesting. But right now, side wind from the left-hand side. So side wind from the left-hand side of the riders. And that could be quite dangerous for the peloton. So we might actually see the peloton do a bit more of an echelon attack once again. Would love to see that. And Tour of Austria has finished as well. Filippo Ganna, of all people, won the stage. I believe it was a bit of a hillier stage. So Ganna taking the stage there, and Ganna, of course, not winning that opening stage in the race. Prologue. 110.7 kilometers still left there, 6 minutes and 11 seconds. Jonas Abrahamsen, he's just increased his lead by 11 more seconds there. But yeah, the Tour of Austria, it seems like it's been a great race so far, but we haven't really been concentrating about it because it's situated at the worst possible time. Same time as the Tour de France. Very, very bad. Very bad, to say the least. What I was saying here, James asking what happened to Mads Pedersen. I think Mike knows more about this in the comments. I hope you're still there, Mike. I think it's just after the absolute battering he had on that fall and maybe just not being able to recover. He has talked about his intention of trying to win a gold medal at the Olympics. The course probably suits him a bit, favors him, but any course that favors Mads Pedersen also favors Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert. So it's going to be a tall ask, to say the least. But we're seeing the front of the peloton right now. Former polka dot jersey wearer, not winner, is currently towards the front. The Cofidis rider Simon Geschke, arguably the best beard in the peloton, the German veteran. And Intermarché up towards the front as well. Lots of destiny there, potentially thinking of a jersey win here. And great to have the Hamburglar helper join the supporters community as well. 109.8 kilometers to go, 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Plenty of racing still to go here, but the peloton are quite taking it quite easy. Arnaud Dilly, I would absolutely love to see him take the win, but many of you know that already. The Pro Continental rider, such a big star. Already 23 years, 22, 23, but still very, very young, and certainly could be in the mix for the stage win today. He's taken some very hard one-day races in Belgium, in Netherlands, etc. And the stage today could potentially favor someone like him. It's the sprinters, that's the big question, isn't it? What are they going to do? Are they going to be able to do something here? Are they going to be able to hang on? We just saw a very nice sign as well to Björn. It said Björn number 143 forever or something like that. Björn Lambrecht, I hope you know the name, and if you don't, a former Tour de l'Avenir podium finisher, and sadly lost his life during the Tour of Poland. So, yeah, an absolutely amazing talent who unfortunately, passed away. And, there's been a number of riders, unfortunately. Gino Mera, Wout of Wayland, Björn Lambrecht, and it's absolutely tragic. These guys are doing what they love. They should, of course, return to home after doing their job. And Björn Lambrecht, would be an absolute force. If you saw what he did in one of his first Ardennes Classics campaigns, top fives across the board almost in the 3 races. So great shame. And of course, nothing I say will bring them back, unfortunately. But we can still just keep their memory alive. But 6 minutes is the gap to Jonas Abrahamsen, and we're seeing some very lively fans on the side of the road. And I think the fans have been a very, very, they're always great to see the stunts that people pull on the side of the road. Are we potentially going to see Biniam Girmay win the stage today? I mean, why not? First ever trained to win 2 stages at a Tour de France. I mean, continue the first. But at the front of the peloton right now, it is Lotto Destiny. They're starting to take up the chase here. Brian Coquard, potentially of Cofidis, is thinking that his chances could be a bit better here. And is that the case? Are we going to see Brian Coquard get in the mix here? He's never taken a stage win. He wants to have that elusive Tour de France stage victory. He's been in many Tour de France's. And the sprinter from France, we haven't seen him take a stage win from a long time. We have never seen it. In terms of French and sprinters and stage win at the Tour, I think Arnaud Demar, or potentially you could say that in 2022, Christophe Laporte, when he took a stage win, but it wasn't really a bunch sprint. I think he is potentially what we would class as the last French winner to take a stage. What are we saying here? Mike did just fill us in. I've seen conflicting reports. Mads Pedersen is having a breakage in the shoulder or not, but the team guy have worked on Mads Pedersen last days, said that there was a breakage. So potentially breaking of bones, so that's not good for anyone who's a fan of Danish cycling as well, fan of Mads Pedersen. And his Olympic hopes are going to be quite shaky now as well. So that's not good. And Mads Pedersen, of course, having a phenomenal start to the year. But it looks like maybe his Olympic hopes are going to be out the window. And the Danish squad is going to be hampered very much because Mads Pedersen was kind of the main man in that setup. Of course, it's 4-man teams. We will do the Olympic road races here, so join us for that. We'll do all the Olympic cycling events, I think. Maybe not BMX. BMX is very cool to watch. It's kind of finished after 8 seconds or whatever, 20, 30 seconds. It's kind of the 100 meters of cycling in a way. But Lotto Destiny and Cofidis, they're on a mission here. They're just trying to really put some pressure on the rest of the teams here, try and break it up, get rid of some of the faster, heavier sprinters here. I think it's a very good tactic when you have the likes of Arnaud Dilly and Brian Coquard in the respective teams here. But we'll wait and see here. Is it going to be Arnaud Dilly to take the win? Is it going to be Biniam Girmay? No Intermarché getting involved in this pressurization here at the front. We'll wait and see if that changes. But, oh, no, I'm mistaken. Binny's team, Intermarché, they're also helping in this pushing. So potentially some GC guys could get caught out here. And, yeah, that would be quite concerning for maybe some GC guys getting caught out, particularly the big sprinters as well. Have many of these sprinters thought that today is going to be a day? It is a flat stage, but it is a rolling-ish. That last kilometer is about 3% in incline. So, yeah, a lot still to happen in this stage. So, we wait and see. But right now, the polka dot jersey wearer, as we've said, Jonas Abrahamsen is here, and he's pushing on. Doesn't have anyone around him, unfortunately. We did have riders trying to get in here, but it didn't quite happen. Who's going to take the win? Is it going to be Abrahamsen? Oh, someone else kissing. Magnus Cort kissing his partner. Uh-oh. Is that going to be a 2,000 or what was it, 200 Swiss franc fine there as well? Not 2,000, I think it was 200. So, yeah, very expensive for Julian Bernard of Lidl Trek yesterday. He kissed his partner, stopped and kissed his partner, and the UCI deemed that to be an offence that warranted a fine. Absolutely ridiculous. Should they not be concerned more about the very dangerous road furniture we've been seeing on the number of stages? I don't know. We'll wait and see. 104.7 kilometers to go here. Oh, $250. Oof. Yeah, okay, there. Just getting the currency exchange for all our American friends as well, or anyone who is working in dollars as well. But 104.5 kilometers still to go here. Jonas Abrahamsen, polka dot jersey. We were talking about it before. 11 points is the gap he has now to Tadej Pogačar, who sits second in that. Tadej Pogačar, of course, not too unfamiliar of winning that jersey. He's won it on 2 occasions, in 2020 and 2021 as well. In 2022, the jersey changed hands to Jonas Vingegaard, who also wore the yellow jersey. So for 3 years, we had the yellow jersey winner also winning the polka dot jersey. Thankfully, that changed last year when Ciccone won it for Lidl Trek, one of the first non-top 10 GC guys to win it for a very long time since they changed the rules. So, yeah, since, Anthony Chateau, who won it back in 2010, and many people said Anthony Chateau isn't even the best race in any race, or isn't the best in any race at all. But Jonas Abrahamsen, 104 kilometers still to go here. This is a very long day that he's going to have in his legs here. But what is he looking towards here? Is he looking towards what you can see on your screen? That last categorized climb. That there's 2 more Cat 4 climbs up for grabs here. I mean, the effort that he's putting in to get these 2 categorized climbs seems a bit ridiculous. Do you not think it's ridiculous? I think it's a bit too much energy. If you're really, really trying to get this polka dot jersey, you need to play it. You need to play it savvy here. You need to think, well, 2 points left. Is that worth my energy that I'm going to be putting in? Or is it better that I potentially just recharge my batteries and go again for tomorrow? Because tomorrow, the gravel stage, which will be a thunderously exciting one, I hope. Okay, there's only 4 points up for grabs there in terms of the Masters jersey points. So, yeah, we'll wait and see if he's going to be involved there. On stage 11, that's our next big points haul. There you've got a Cat 4, Cat 3, Cat 2, Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, finishing it off. So there's going to be a lot of points available there, and that's really a danger stage for his jersey, you would say, if Tadej Pogačar is up towards the front. Maybe they're going to give it away to the breakaway. You never know. But that second week, not as interesting as this first week as well. And great to have so many trains in the comments. And yes, as you said, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And 102.9 kilometers. Great to have 500 people in the chat. And aloha from Hawaii as well. And who's going to win? That is the big question. Right now in our poll, 54% of you are going with the Norwegian to win the polka dot jersey by the end of this race. So when we hit Nice in 13 stages time, you think the Norwegian is going to be the first ever Norwegian to win that jersey? I have my doubts on that. I don't think his climbing profile is the best. He's more of a hardier Classics rider. I don't see him getting this jersey. Sorry, any Norwegian friends. Bit pessimistic on your behalf. And yeah, but he certainly is doing his best here. He's got one career victory to his name, and that was this year, the Brussels Cycling Classic. So maybe that's just given him a bit more confidence as well as a rider. But right now we're seeing Lotto Destiny, Cofidis and Intermarché are the three teams that are pushing on here. So we always say that looking at the front end of a peloton on a flat stage kind of gives you an indication of which teams have faith in their sprinter finishing it off. And yeah, right now there's Deli, Biniam Girmay and Brian Coquard. That is kind of the three riders that have confidence, the backing of their teams right now. Notably, no DSM, let's be honest. I think we're not going to be seeing Fabio Jakobsen. He's not the most talented climber, but he said that himself, even to us on the Cycling Day Extra channel. The interview there at the start of the year. Very nice guy, Fabio Jakobsen. And Dylan Groenewegen, Jaco Ayula, they're not towards the front end of the bunch as well. So they're probably not thinking that their big Dutch sprint is going to be there by the end. No Alpecin de Koenig, no Visma Lease bike, but of course they're going to try and play the shadow game of not doing any work at the front. Biniam Girmay there, just a reminder, 166 green jersey points. Second place, the man who's out in front with 107, that is Jonas Abrahamsen. And the main competitor, Jasper Philipsen, you would think, or the main threat for Bini is Jasper Philipsen, who of course got relegated on stage 6. And we covered that over on the Cycling Day Extra channel. So if you want to see that sprint, why he got relegated, yeah, Wout van Aert getting boxed in, taking out his momentum, and that cost Jasper Philipsen a bucket load of points there. But the green jersey, I think it's going to be potentially the battle of this year's Tour de France, with Biniam and Jasper Philipsen looking very good. I'm not sure if anyone else is really going for that jersey like we saw in that intermediate sprint. There wasn't too many others thinking about that. Arnaud Dely, I think, just wants a stage win. And I'm sure it's going to come. I hope it's going to come. Dylan Groenewegen taking a stage win. Remarkable. 3 sprint stages. 3 different winners. We've talked about this on every single sprint stage, how competitive this sprinting field is. It's great. It's amazing for us as cycling fans. And yeah, who's gonna be taking the sprint stage today? If Dely takes it, it will be 4 different winners for 4 different flat stages, or sprinter stages, if you will. Yeah, Mantis jersey, 100.4 kilometers still to go here. His lead is kind of around the 6-minute mark now, so it's come down 15 seconds-ish. And yeah, 100 kilometers by yourself, that is quite a weird place to be. You just kind of have to ride within yourself. But as we say, Abrahamsen, he's been in the breakaway a lot this year. In his year, Etoile de Bessèges, he was in the breakaway on stage 3 for 126 kilometers. In the Vuelta ao Algarve in Portugal, he was in the breakaway for 57 kilometers there. And then he was in the classics as well, and then 102 kilometers in the break as well in Tirreno Adriatico, where he ended up finishing 7th. Jonathan Milan taking the stage win on that occasion. Jasper Philipsen finishing 2nd. Biniam Girmay was in 4th place as well. That was a very, very good sprint finish. And then in E3, Saxo Bank Classic as well, he was in the break for 107 kilometers or 127 kilometers there. In the Dwars Vlaanderen, he finished 2nd, but he was in 133 kilometers in the break there. 52 kilometers in the break in the Dwars Hageland. And 105 kilometers in the break on stage 4 of the Belgian Tour. And then again, 133 in the break on the first stage in Rimini, as we know, and 195 kilometers in the break in Bologna. So the man loves a breakaway. That's what we're trying to say. He loves being in the breakaway. So, yeah, very aggressive rider. And, yeah, Hugo is saying it's like watching paint dry. Yeah, stage, was it 3? That was very painful to watch as well. But you guys, The banter in the comment section really does make it a lot more interesting. Great to have so many familiar names as well in the comments. Welcome back, Hinnock, as well. And plenty of people around the world as well. And Orange County as well with Timothy. Welcome, welcome. And plenty of American friends. So, yeah, let's see what's going to happen today. I think 500 of you have voted. So, yeah, that's a very good chunk. And most of you thinking, well, actually, quite an even poll, whether or not Abrahamsen will win. Who will win the green jersey? Let's say that, green jersey. In 2024. There you go. Who will win the green jersey in 2024? That's the next question. Let's put the 3 top contenders in there, and I'll try and see if you guys, who you realistically think is going to win, and I'm pretty sure I know who's going to be number 1 in that. But 98 kilometers to go here. So he's ticked off another 2 kilometers. 6 minutes and 4 seconds. So it's come up a few seconds there. So a few seconds up. Great to have Belize in the house as well. Great to have Philippines. And yeah, everyone, let us know where you're watching from. Let's try and educate ourselves on more countries and what the capitals are, etc., etc. While we're just watching this very static situation in the road right now. We're seeing Lawrence Rex, a former top 10 finisher in Paris-Roubaix here. Part of the lead-out train for Bini, of course. And yeah, big gap between Biniam Girmay and Jasper Philipsen, last year's winner, quite convincingly in the green jersey. It did help Philipsen a bit that there was no Mark Cavendish there, who could have potentially challenged him for more points. But yeah, many of you hoping that friend of the channel, Biniam Girmay, is going to be taking the stage today. We'll wait and see. Biniam Girmay, I think, might have an eye on tomorrow's stage as well. Gravel. I actually asked him about this earlier this year. He was streaming from Australia, of course, starting the season in Australia. I didn't quite want to go all the way down to Australia. But yeah, he was saying that gravel, it's not quite the same as cobbles for him. Of course, he's a very good cobble rider. But gravel isn't really the same. We know gravel is a very different beast, to say the least. And yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to... Well, we'll see how tomorrow features tomorrow. The stage features tomorrow. But it certainly should be an interesting one. Great to have someone from India as well. Missouri, mid-Missouri from Tom. Watching from France. Great to have you here, William. And it certainly will be exciting. Luke saying Bini will win no more stages. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a very unpopular thought for many people in the comments, in the chat. But yeah, maybe, who knows? With this sprinter field, 3 different winners on 3 different sprint stages, and none of them being Jasper Philipsen. That is quite an impressive stat that many people weren't going to be thinking that was going to happen. Yeah, who's going to win the stage? Jonas Abrahamsen. Do we think this is realistic, him winning in the green jersey? 87% of you are saying that it's going to be Biniam Girmay taking the stage win. Philipsen only 8%, 7%, 6% for Abrahamsen. And yeah, Fredrik here as well joining us. Great to have you here. All of the Nordic gods are behind Abrahamsen right now. You forgot the Faroe Island flag and Iceland. The Scandinavian and Finland flag, I think, are some of the best flags in the world. I still think the prettiest flag in the world is the South Korean flag. Why are we talking about this now? It's because nothing's happening in the stage. 6 minutes and 2 seconds for Jonas Abrahamsen out in front. 95.6 kilometers to go. We've got 2 more 4 climbs coming. And it's all still to play for in terms of the stage honors. Is this going to be your first Norwegian stage winner of today's stage or today's Tour de France? I'm thinking not. Last winner of the Tour de France for a Norwegian, was that back in 2020 with Alexander Kristoff? Have we had another Norwegian win since then? I'm not too sure, if I'm honest. Last Norwegian stage winner. There is a great Wikipedia page where you can see the stage wins of the Tour de France. I'll try to see if I can get it up. And it shows it shows the stage wins the last from the country, who's the last stage winner from each country. And let's see if I can try and find it. The last stage winner from Norway. So we're thinking about Norway in terms of, yeah, it's 2020, it's Christoph. 19 stage victories is what Norway has taken in its history. 715 have been won by French riders, unsurprisingly. The second highest winning tally in terms of stages is Belgium with 491. Actually, 492 because they haven't updated from yesterday. Italy have won 271. The Netherlands have won 183. They haven't updated the page there as well. 131 to Spain. And Germany 90. The UK 78. Luxembourg, despite being a very small nation, have won 71 stages, courtesy of Andy Schleck, Frank Schleck, Bob Jungels, Charlie Gall. So a lot of stages being won by... Is that true? That's amazing when you think about it. Yeah, they won 5 stages in 1928. 5 stages, Luxembourg, in 1928. Who would have thought that? Luxembourg. That's got to be the greatest stages per capita of any country. Our favorite Scandinavian country, I joke, Denmark, of course, winning 28 stages, having done quite well in recent years. 3 stages last year, 4 stages the year before, nothing in 2021, but finishing second with Jonas Vingegaard. 2 stages in 2020, courtesy of Søren Kragh Andersen, and 2018 winning 1 stage. Who was that? That must have been Magnus Kort, no? 2018, stage winner of the Tour, Dane. Yeah, Magnus Kort on stage 15. So, we'll wait and see. Eritrea winning 1 stage. So, a lot of stage wins to go if they're going to be challenging any of the other countries. But, Eritrea doing well. Punching above their weight in this year's Tour de France. But there is, of course, I believe there's only one Eritrean in this race. No Tesfassion, no Gebrselassie, no Henok Malubran. And I think the only representative of Eritrea is Biniam Girmay. But 93.4 kilometers to go here. We can see the back end of the bunch. The Decathlon AG2R, they've got questions. Sam Bennett, they're not putting the faith in him today, if we're judging by them committing resource at the front to limit this breakaway lead. I don't think anyone's too worried about Jonas Abrahamsen in this bunch. But Egan Bernal, 5 minutes and 25 seconds down, the former Tour de France winner and Giro d'Italia winner. Dylan Groenewegen, he's still in the peloton as well. So I'm sure that the peloton are going to really put in a mighty effort at some points to get rid of the bigger sprinters. But yeah, Mads Pedersen, the first abandonment for Lidl Trek. It's not been a great Tour de France for Denmark because we've also had Kasper Pedersen, the other Pedersen, leave the race. No relation. Same name, but no relation. Magnus Kort Nielsen, I would love to see him being in the mix for this stage. This could potentially be his chance to win another stage win at the Tour de France. Of course, a very prolific winner in stages around the Grand Tours. 2 wins in the Tour de France, like we said, in 2018 and 1 in 2022. Now he's hoping that he can do it for his new team of EF Education Easy Post, winning a stage last year in the Giro d'Italia as well. Worn the polka dot jersey in the past in that Grand Depart in Denmark. But right now his teammate and fellow Scandinavian is out in front wearing that jersey. But Jonas Abrahamsen, that is very interesting. We might do like a poll. How far do you think Abrahamsen is going to hold the jersey? Great to have DB Cooper in the comments as well. What are we saying? Timothy Cavendish, what stages are left for him, if any? Well, every sprint is left for Mark Cavendish. But it's just whether or not the stars can align. Because I don't think Mark Cavendish is the fastest sprinter in the race, but he has got the most experience. So if he can get himself in the right position, make the right move, he can finish it off. Like we saw on stage 5, where he kind of managed to get himself in the right position, and Jasper Philipsen got himself unluckily boxed in, and that kind of hampered his sprint to the line. So 91.3 kilometers to go. Thank you to every single one of you joining. 650 people in the chat. let us know where you're watching from. And of course, get involved in the chat, get involved in the poll as well. The poll looks like it's pretty one-sided right now. 84% of you going for the friend of the channel, Biniam Girmay. And yeah, who would say that you're wrong? He might be the one who takes the green jersey. Never won a green jersey classification in terms of Grand Tour. He's, of course, won the jersey in... he's won the jersey in the Giro d'Italia, and we all know what happened with that cork, unfortunately. He finished second in the points classification earlier this year in the Santos Tour Down Under. Had a remarkable 4 stages, not finishing outside the top 10 on the first 4 stages. And who won that points classification? Sam Welsford, of course, who was absolutely electric. What is Sam Welsford doing now? Because did we see him at the Giro? Was he at the Giro? He wasn't at the Giro. Strange. Sam Welsford, pretty sure he's going to be leaving the Red Bull Bora-Hansgrohe team, if I'm honest. 5th on the Tour of Slovenia, but yeah, didn't get picked for the Tour de France because, of course, they're thinking more of the GC project of Primož Roglic, and right now that's not looking too good. He took time on Jonas Vingegaard, but we were talking about Biniam Girmay and him winning points classifications, not winning one this year in a stage race. Last year as well, can't quite see him having won a points classification. He finished 12th in the Tour de France green jersey classification 2022. Again, I'm not seeing a points classification victory here. So has he actually won a points classification? Now I'm starting to get a bit concerned here. Not that that means anything, because if he wins the green jersey here, he's won a green jersey. And you can't take, it doesn't matter what race you're looking at. Yeah, I can't actually see a points classification he's won. The last points classification he won was back in 2020 in the La Tropicala Amisa Bongo, that Gabon race. He won 2 stages on that occasion. Was that the one where he was 18? But yeah, 20 years old, I think he was there. 19 years old. But 89 kilometers to go here. So the kilometers are starting to tick down quite quickly. 6 minutes and 2 seconds. So he's holding his own right now. Abrahamsen at the front. And if you wondered where Biniam Girmay is from, he is from the capital of Eritrea, which is Asmara. I'm pretty sure many people have been educated of the capital of a bit of a shame that he was at the national championships this year, but didn't come away with a jersey. Of course, he's a former national time trialist, but not winning that road national jersey yet. I would love to see that. It's been 365 days today, a year ago, since we've had Jasper Philipsen take a stage win, or actually won stage 7, since he won stage 7 of the Tour de France. And in terms of the riders being committed at the front, we've got a lot of Destiny putting a lot of effort into this. Alpecin de Koenig joining the front as well, Cofidis, Intermarché, so that gives you a bit of a clue who thinks that they could potentially do something here in the pointy end of the race. But Abrahamsen, he finds himself 700 meters away, 1.7 kilometers away from the top of the next categorized climb. So that 1 point is certainly going in his polka dot jersey bank. And he'll be very, very happy about that, to say the least. What is going to happen? Who's going to win the stage today? I would love to see Bini win, but I would also love to see Arnaud Delis win. But they can't both win the stage, so yeah, I have to say one of them. But I think we'll know a bit early on, a bit later. But 1.1 kilometers, 8.1%, and this is interesting in terms of the dynamic on the stage, and what's the Norwegian going to do? I would love to see him keep this polka dot jersey quite deep into the race. I don't know if it's going to be... he's not going to lose it today, like we say. But, I think the first challenge is going to be stage 11. That is quite a worry there. It's all still to play for in terms of the stage. But right now, who's going to win the stage? Biniam Girmay, Arne Deli, Jasper Philipsen, Brian Coquart. Is Brian Coquart going to be the first Frenchman to win a stage win in the sprint since Demar, since Laporte? Are we saying that Laporte one? I don't know. We'll wait and see. Cofidis winning another stage, that would be quite good. Remember they had that long drought as well. 2008 all the way to 2023. That was a very long drought for any team, and particularly a team who's guaranteed entry every single race and is a World Tour race. So 87 kilometers to go, and it's all still to play for in the race. He's got 300 meters to go until this Categorized 4 climb here. Who's going to take the stage win? Probably not this man. Maybe not. But he's certainly going to be taking this Cat 4 climb. The 1 point available. Of course, there's another point available as well. But he must believe. Uno X must believe. Are they going to take their first ever stage of the Tour de France? They're coming in with a very heavy stage winning squad. Alexander Kristoff is, of course, their star man. 3rd place in the Cavendish stage win. And Magnus Cort Nielsen, as we said as well, not a stranger to winning stages in Grand Tours. And 6 minutes and 43 seconds. So he's built up that lead quite a lot, just accelerating a bit there on the climb. And who's going to take the stage win? That's probably going to be our next poll. But right now, the Norwegian is just climbing up this climb very steadily, but very strongly as well. He's definitely put in a few more watts here just to extend the margin a bit. No one's going to rival him for this solitary point. And another Mountains jersey point added to the account here. So a good ride by him. And I think this was probably not a good idea. So who knows if this is going to potentially bite into his reserves in terms of energy levels later on in this race. They really do have to manage their resource as a rider, how they're riding this. But technical problem here for one of the Intermarché riders. I think it's Lawrence Rex that we saw before. No, it's Hugo Page. Hugo Page, the French sprinter, part of that lead-out train. We saw the Intermarché lead-out train really show themselves in that intermediate sprint that we had. Gerben Tyson as well, just making sure that he could get himself between Biniam Girmay and Jasper Philipsen to just increase the lead ever more. Very, very smart riding by Intermarché there. 6 minutes and 6 seconds, so the lead is bouncing all over the place. It was up to 6 minutes and 43. Now it's down to 6 minutes and 6 seconds. So maybe that 6 minutes and 43 was never real. So we're on the kind of the east coast or the east side of France towards mainland Europe, and we'll wait and see if maybe this will be a Belgian day. Will it be a Dutch day? Mathieu van der Poel, a number of you have said. Equally, Wout van Aert would love to get in the mix for this, potentially. But is he able to do something here? But Henok as well, thank you for that kind donation. Coffee money, as we call it, adding to the coffee pot. And I haven't actually got any coffee. I'm trying to keep as hydrated as possible with water. It's very hard talking to you guys continuously for so long without getting the throat not drying up completely. But 85.3 kilometers still to go here, and 6 minutes and 6 seconds. So despite the lead not being 6 minutes and 43 seconds like it did show before, he certainly has increased his lead by about 10 seconds since that kind of stagnant period. Are the peloton going to up the tempo here on the climb? We have got a lot of teams here towards the front, but they're not really doing anything to dent his his opportunity here. What are we saying as well? Sai is saying he would choose Mathieu van der Poel over Jasper Philipsen in such a tour, in my opinion. Mathieu van der Poel can do both the sprint and the general classification, yellow jersey, green jersey. I think Mathieu van der Poel would be a good rider for this stage potentially, but I think he's very keen to just have success, to be honest, with the team, whether or not it's him by himself, but being part of the team, winning as a teammate, I think is a big deal for him as well. He's looking towards the Olympics, the world champion, but of course as a world champion you want to take a victory in the Tour de France. Green jersey, we always say whatever Wout van Aert can do, Mathieu van der Poel can do better, but is that true in the green jersey? I'm not sure. Mathieu van der Poel hasn't taken a stage win since 2021 in the Tour de France. 2021, let that sink in. 84 kilometers to go here, but of course in that time he's won a number of other big races, world championships, Paris-Roubaix twice, and of course Ronde van Vlaanderen, and etc. But right now it's his teammate Sylvain Dillier pushing on here with Simon Geschke as well. Intermarché, they've got a man up there as well. Lotto Destiny have committed 3 men in this chase as well. I'm sure one of them might be Victor Campenaerts, and we've got one rider as well. I'm not sure who that was. I'm not sure if it was a Visma Lease bike rider. So, yeah. What are we saying? Luke Van der Poel, Philipsen will beat Bini in a sprint today. Number 53 here, Sam Bennett is having a bit of problems with his bike. Is that his seat post? So that's a bit of a worry here for Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett momentarily becoming his own bike mechanic there. And yeah, that was a bit of a worry for him. Is he going to be in there towards the mix here? That's a question. Are we going to see Sam Bennett towards the end here? But we're seeing the Belgian national champion here, the newly crowned Belgian national champion. That is Arnaud Delis. We've got Victor Campenaerts in there as well. 5 minutes and 56 seconds, 6 minutes and 40 seconds for Sam Bennett. So Sam Bennett is about 40 seconds down. But are the peloton going to start revving that engine up here? 82.7 kilometers seems like a very long way here to go. And yeah, like Ricky said as well, I think Abrahamsen is for sure going to have this in the bag for the combativity award, let's be honest. And great to have Utah as well. 40 years living in Utah, so you must like it. And 51st Tour de France. Wow. Many Tour de France. Let us know which one has been your favorite one ever. That would be quite good. My favorite one has probably been, okay, if I don't say 2022 or 2023, I might lose my Danish national citizenship, but I'm going to say 2009. 2009 or 2010. I think those two were quite good. And was also my first taste at the Tour de France. But Sylvain Dillier, he's really putting the pace on now in the peloton. 5 minutes and 50 seconds. So they've taken a 16-second chunk out of Jonas Abrahamsen. They've just come over that that Cat 4 climb with the points. No points available, of course, for the peloton. So, yeah, all that effort for nothing. We'll wait and see if, yeah, they can do something in here deeper into the race, or is this chase just all for nothing? But if we're seeing that rough rule of thumb, 10 kilometers for 1 minute for the peloton on a flatter stage, then this looks like it's not going to be the day of Jonas Abrahamsen. Simon Geschke, a man who could have been in the breakaway with Jonas Abrahamsen, is the one trying to chase him down here. Sam Bennett doing a very, very good drafting session here with the team car. Don't know what you feel about drafting. Is it cheating? Yes, it is by the law of the rules, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. Because if you've kind of been hampered by a crash or something like that, and it's not your fault, you're losing energy anyway to try and get back. So I think it's fine. It's fine. It's more like when you've already been dropped and then you're trying to hold on to a car or whatever. That's bad. But in this situation, I think it's fine. Intermarché, they are the ones pushing on here with lots of destiny. Simon Geschke just abandoning his pole there. Of course, they're all in for the Brian Coquart train here. And Biniam Girmay, green jersey wearer, he's looking very comfortable with his teammates being part of that train. Sylvain Dillier doing his best here to see what he can do here to try and drag this back. You would love to see Sylvain Dillier's work being paid off from a Mathieu van der Poel victory, or maybe Jasper Philipsen getting his first stage win. I'm not. It'd be fine for me if Jasper Philipsen wins, that wouldn't be too bad either. So, yeah. But right now, it's looking very pretty for the sprinters, the more rugged sprinters in terms of holding off on these quite rugged terrain. But yeah, who's going to be the man to take the stage on us today? Are we going to get our fourth different sprinter taking a stage win of this year's Tour de France? I would love to see that. But equally, we could see Biniam Girmay writing more history, and that would be a very good victory as well. But right now, 79.3 kilometers is all that separates Jonas Abrahamsen from the victory. But is he going to take it? 5 minutes and 43 seconds, 5 minutes 42 seconds. It's absolutely coming down very quickly now. So, yeah, Abrahamsen, of course, being out by himself once more. But this time, I think it's not going to be so fruitful. He has, of course, extended his margin of a gap to Tadej Pogačar in the polka dot jersey. But I don't know if this is going to be enough. I think it might have been... If he doesn't sit up when we get to that Cat 4, then I honestly think it's wasted energy. I honestly think he should sit up after that Cat 4. I'm sorry to be so negative, but I honestly think that is what should happen. Yeah. And who's going to win? I don't know. It's really a tough one to call, this one. It's really tough how the situation is going to be played out. Yeah. Bini, Jasper Philipsen, Brian Coquard are certainly three riders that are very confident about their chances today, or they wouldn't have told their teammates to get towards the front, or the team at least telling his teammates to get to the front to try and close this gap. But Sam Bennett right now is the man that we're saying is in a bit of trouble here. 50th race day for him in his new team, Decathlon AG2R. Of course, 4 of them very good in the Dunkirk 4-day race. Of course, there's 6 days, as we've already said, 6 stages. So the name is a bit redundant. Enric Mas here, we're seeing him in the team cars with Sam Bennett. Enric Mas, of course, one of the riders who will be a bit sad about what's been happening in his Tour de France. Of course, last year, crashing on the first stage, but it looks like, yeah, it's not going to be his stage, and we'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see what happens in terms of Movistar as well. Coming very close with Gaviria to taking a stage win, an unlikely stage winner for them. Of course, he's tasted success in the Tour de France before, but since then, when he was that all-conquering sprinting force that just dominated all the other sprinters by ease, he's, yeah, apparently money got the better of him, is the rumors within Colombian cycling, but bit of a shame. 77 kilometers still to go here. Simon Geschke pushing on, best bid in the peloton, or is he the best bid in the peloton? But Jonas Abrahamsen doing his best here. It's come down quite a sizable chunk now, so that shows you that the peloton are really pushing on now. 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Remember, we had like 6 minutes and 20 seconds not long ago, and now it's completely starting to come down now. So I think this is a bit of a danger, and right now, if Abrahamsen is really thinking about keeping that jersey all the way to Nice, I would say stop. Don't ride after you got that last point. Don't ride anymore. Just let the peloton take it and then ease up, because the effort he's already done is is quite a sizable one. How long will Abrahamsen keep the polka dot jersey? How long will he keep the polka dot jersey? That's the question now. Of course, he can't lose it in this week anymore. So let's put some stages in. Stage 14 looked quite interesting. Stage 15, we'll say week 3, or he will win it. He will win it. So new poll: Jonas Abrahamsen, will he win that polka dot jersey? Yeah. Who knows, really? Who knows? It's all still to play for in that competition for sure. We don't want to see another Tadej Pogačar victory. I think that wouldn't be quite that popular. Yeah. Who's going to win the stage? We will wait and see. But who do you think is going to win the stage? Do you think Arnaud Delis? Anyone think Arnaud Delis? Great to have Eric Brando as well in the comments. It's certainly an interesting day in the perspective of this flat finish, whether any of the big sprinters will be up there. Biniam Girmay will certainly want this sprint. He's the lighter of the sprinters, a better climber than most. Jasper Philipsen, though, as well, we know he's very good at these undulating terrains as well. And yeah, Wout van Aert, Mathieu van der Poel, you could name them as well. Mads Pedersen isn't in the race anymore, so that's a big shame. Brian Coquard is a very good climber as well. And what are we saying as well? DB Cooper saying Julien Alaphilippe would have won today's stage. Yeah, quite possibly. 74.7 kilometers to go here. 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Intermarché, Lotto Destiny. And a new team has just put themselves in the work here at the front. Jayco Ayula. Are they thinking of Dylan Groenewegen or Michael Matthews? Dylan Groenewegen or Michael Matthews? I think Michael Matthews is probably the man that they're thinking of. The man who finished on the podium in Milan-San Remo. Almost finished on the podium in the Tour of Flanders, but wiped himself out by a very bad deviation in that final sprint, which was a big shame for him. And of course, having taken stage wins before in the Tour de France, so he's no stranger to success here in the Tour. But yeah, is he going to be able to potentially get a stage win today? I mean, you've got to be in it to win it, and yeah, if he's on a good day. Or is it Dylan Groenewegen? I don't think it is Groenewegen, let's be honest. How much does Groenewegen weigh? Does Pro Cycling Stats actually know that? Is that common information here? 70 kilos. Okay, so he's not that heavy, Dylan Groenewegen. 72 kilograms for Michael Matthews. That's quite... Yeah, that's thrown me off a bit. I didn't realize that was the weight difference there. And Jakobsen, 78 kilograms. So, yeah, sprinter's not as heavy as I thought. Mark Cavendish must be very light then, considering that he's not as tall. 70 kilograms. So apparently Dylan Groenewegen and Mark Cavendish weigh the same. How much did Marcel Kittel weigh? Do we not have his weight anymore because he's retired? 82 kilograms of German sprint force. 37 here towards the back here. That is Geraint Thomas, the 2018 Tour de France winner. We were kind of looking at him as a dark horse yesterday for a tour win. Or a stage win. Not a tour win, but a stage win yesterday in the time trial. Or at least tackling the top 10. But yeah, Ineos Grenadiers, I'm not even sure they featured in the top 10. Of course, they've tasted success today, winning with Filippo Ganna in the Tour of Austria. But yeah, no Ineos Grenadiers in the top 10. That's quite unusual, not seeing them in a top 10 in a time trial. But of course, they haven't got the likes of Josh Tarling, Filippo Ganna, yada, yada, yada. And Geraint Thomas probably not on the best form. Interesting choice that, to bring Geraint Thomas in the race. I'm not sure if that was the best selection. The man has just finished a Giro, but he's in the team cars right now. Christoph at the back as well, team cars as well, I think. And it's all still to play for in terms of that stage win. Many of you going for potentially a Biniam Girmay victory, potentially a Delis victory, potentially a Brian Coquard victory. I think Brian Coquard would be a very good victory, to say the least. I'd love to see him do something here. Yeah, we're getting a message through here from Visma Lisa Bike. Some information for the win. Peloton is really strung out, but in theory here it should be a 20-kilometer cross tailwind. So I don't think the wind is exactly as predicted. So crosswinds happening. Crosswinds are going to happen. And yeah, right now 72.3 kilometers, 5 minutes and 23 seconds. That is the gap. 23 seconds. And who's going to take the victory? You guys, in terms of our poll, 113 of you have voted. 40% of you believe Abrahamsen's going to be keeping that jersey until stage 11. Stage 11 is the stage that you think he's going to be dropping that jersey in favor of potentially Tadej Pogacar or maybe some of the other climbers. Who is it going to be? And yeah, it could maybe be a victory. Many of you, 27% of you backing the Norwegian for the victory in terms of all out. But the man trying to chase him down now is a man who almost won the jersey in 2022, and that is Simon Geschke, the best beard in the peloton, working on behalf of his teammate Brian Kokar. Brian Kokar, never having won a stage, come close when he lost out to Marcel Kittel, but yeah, just haven't taken the stage win. Is he going to take the stage win today? I would love to see it. Anna Dilly as well, would love to see that. But Biniam Girmay equally, can they all just take a stage win today? That's not how it works, but yeah, Alexander Kristoff as well. Magnus Cort Nielsen as a Dane, I have to back him. Magnus Cort Nielsen could certainly, if he's on form. Magnus Cort Nielsen in Vuelta a España form would absolutely demolish this finish, but is he in that form? I'm not quite sure. 71.6 kilometers. The kilometers are ticking down. His lead has come down now, Abrahamsen, to 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And I think we are on the second of those two Cat 4 climbs, or maybe this is uncategorized terrain. Yeah, it's uncategorized terrain. Why not just take another Cat 4 up there? Just give him another point. But yeah, we wait and see what's going to happen on the stage. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Oh, bit of argy-bargy. Almost riders coming down here. What was that? Was that a mechanical? There? One of the Cofidis riders almost coming down there. One of the Lidl Trek riders almost getting caught up in that as well. So a bit of argy-bargy going on. I'm not sure if argy-bargy is actually a phrase, but we've come to use that quite a lot here on the streams. So argy-bargy. There we go. 51.2 kilometers still to go here. No, 71, not 51. 71. 71.2 kilometers to go. Yeah. 5 minutes and 16 seconds. They've already almost taken a minute out of his lead here. So, Abrahamsen, take that point and for goodness sake, sit up. You're not going to win the stage. But maybe I'm very... am I just being very pessimistic? I just know from experience, 5 minutes and 15 seconds, you're not going to be taking that all the way to the finish. If he had other people with him, yes, okay, the conversation would be very different, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to get caught. That should probably be our next poll as well. When we go up to 300 have voted in the poll, then we'll get that new poll. But Abrahamsen in the Uno X kit, he's certainly be the man who's been getting that name all over the world, spreading Uno X. Yeah. But 70.6 kilometers. Jonas, it's only a 70-kilometer ride. You have to pretend you're just on your own. 70 kilometers to the finish here. But he's doing a great effort here. Tomorrow, there are categorized climbs available, but maybe Uno X have just made the calculation that today is a better day to sweep those points up and then take it easier tomorrow, and maybe some of the other teams are going to do something. And apparently, argy-bargy's fine, according to Eric Brown. So that's good. I'm pretty sure I've never heard anyone other than me say argy-bargy, and maybe something else. So maybe Phil Liggett is watching the Cycling Day, and who knows? Probably not. 5 minutes and 2 seconds. We're seeing Geraint Thomas towards the back here in the cars, as we said. Was it a mechanical problem? I believe so. We didn't actually see a replay of what happened there in the bunch, where some of the riders just losing a bit of position there. So yeah, it's looking good here for the peloton. They're in a great position to bring back Abrahamsen. And are we going to see counter breakaways? That's a good question as well. Oh, Eric Brown is saying it means argument. Okay, I haven't made up the argy-bargy phrase. It is actually something. So credit has, well, at least it's correct. That's what we can gather from that. But we've got the Belgian national jersey towards the front here. Arnaud Dilly, we haven't really touched on him too much. He doesn't sit that high up in the green jersey. He has 64 points, 9th overall. And so far in the sprints, third, fourth, and fifth. That's his standing. So top 5 in all the sprints he's done so far, and today he wants to change all those top 5s. He's got a third place, a fourth place, and a fifth place, so maybe he needs a first and a second as well just to complete the set. But his season so far, 22 years young, started out his season finishing 4th in the Classica di Almeria, and then Paris-Nice didn't really go his way, 4th in the GP Denan. The Kokslijside Classic, the race that I know more, the name that I more associate with cyclocross, he finished 5th there, winning the Ardennes Classic, the Lotto Feminin Ardennes Classic, a one-day race in front of Alex Singler and Maxime Manhils, who is, of course, his teammate. And the Trobro Leon winning that race as well in quite an emphatic fashion, winning the Circuit de Wallonia, 4th in the Antwerp Port Epic, 3rd in the Ronde van Limburg, 3rd, and then not a great Tour de Suisse, finishing 3rd on stage 2. Brian Coquard, of all people, actually won that stage. So the man who's actually bidding to take the stage win, he was 3rd on that stage. That stage was a very heavy incline on that occasion as well. And that gives you an indication of who would actually be in the sprint. Arnaud Delis, Michael Matthews, Brian Coquard, that was the top 3 from the reverse order, of course. So, maybe that will be our top 3 in today's sprint with Biniam Girmay in there. Who knows? But 68 kilometers still to go here. 5 minutes the gap has shrunk down to now. So he's lost about a minute there. We had the lead up at 6 minutes and 4 seconds, but that has absolutely dwindled down now. So dwindling down here, unfortunately. And, Binny will make it again, Tess is saying. And great to have many of our community, channel members in the chat. And we will have a special competition for you guys coming up as well. Of course, I haven't even mentioned it today, but we have a competition on the Cycling Dane Extra Action channel. It gets confusing with all these channels. But Cycling Dane Action channel, if you want to get involved with that, all you have to do is subscribe to that channel and then get involved in the community post as well. So that competition has some lovely prizes up for grabs, and I'll show you the link for the first time on this stream today. And but it's been a interesting dynamic right now. Oh, crash. We've got a crash. DB Cooper saying we've got a crash. So a crash here. Warren Barguil, it looks like, has been involved in this crash. Very nice guy. And the French rider, former polka dot jersey wearer, doesn't look too good for him right now. But he looks fine, relatively fine. One of his teammates as well, one of the Soigneurs, running down the road with 2 wheels. But Warren Barguil taking it easy, but we saw him up there on the Galibier stage towards the front, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. So you can see it's disappearing now, the lead. Abrahamsen his lead is evaporating, completely going away. But Warren Barguil is just, he's gonna be quite sore here. And what a shame. We were hoping to see him in breakaways when the road goes up, but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening now. He might just be taking it easy all the way to the finish. I'm not quite sure. The radio hanging out of his ear as well, that's not a great look for him. And right now, 4 minutes and 45 seconds for Abrahamsen, still of a lead here. We're going to see that solitary point coming up as well. And we've got plenty of teams working at the front, like we said. Alpecin, Cofidis, Intermarché. But there is a bit of a split in the peloton right now. So a slight split. Was that because of the crash? Not quite sure, but I think it's going to come all back together in terms of no sustainable splits in that peloton, let's be honest. No sustainable split. I think that is safe to say. Tony's saying Roglic is going to crash tomorrow. I mean,
Roglic hasn't actually crashed in this year's Tour de France, which is a new record for him because he seems to be crashing on every single first week he's been part of. Remember, he hasn't actually finished the Tour de France since 2020. Do you remember 2020? Yes, very long time ago. Yeah, but Tony saying, how much time are Roglic and Vingegaard losing tomorrow? Yeah, good question that. Very good question. We'll wait and see. But right now, 64.2 kilometers to go here, 4 minutes and 36 seconds. So yes, anyone who's observant, that's almost a minute and a half he's lost inside the last 10 kilometers here. Almost a minute and a half just evaporated away. So great to have 800 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you think is going to win and get involved in our poll as well. Do you think it's going to be a victory? Well, is it going to be our first ever Norwegian winning that jersey? Is it going to be, yeah, who knows? But right now we can comfortably say that the Norwegian has control of that jersey, of that classification, but there is a Tadej Pogačar not sitting too far away from him. Mathieu van der Poel, we're seeing pictures of him, the world champion. We want to see him towards the pointy end in terms of stage honours. And yeah, it could be very, very interesting in terms of what he does deeper into this race. We've got Stephen Williams as well. Questions over him. He looked so good. Yeah, he really did look good, to be honest. In the... Wait, who were we saying? Mathieu van der Poel? Yeah, Mathieu van der Poel. I want to see him do well. I just lost the thread because I was reading one of your comments. But thank you, Henry, as well, for the kind comments. Thank you for every single one of you being here. If you weren't here with me, I would just be talking into a microphone by myself, and that would be a very, yeah, weird scenario. But 63 kilometers to go here. 4 minutes and 29 seconds. Abrahamsen, if you're listening, if I can try and communicate via Scandinavian psychic powers, my friend, stop. Get that 1 point and then sit up. You need to conserve your energy. The Tour de France is a very long one. We're only on stage 8. And if you really want to get that pocketed jersey, you need to be more tactical, my friend, with your energy resources. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But please subscribe to the Cycling Dane Action channel as well and get involved in the competition. Because we're getting ever closer to that 1,000 subscribers. We're on 615 and very close to 1,000 now, or getting closer. So if you haven't already, make sure to get involved in the competition. And good luck to anyone who has already said their guesses. Many of you, of course, saying Tadej Pogačar. So yeah. But right now, 62.2 kilometers. We are on that Cat 4 climb that we mentioned. 1.2 kilometers of effort and 8.4% of gradient. That is what Jonas Abrahamsen is tackling right now. And potentially it will be his moment, his time to, well, he'll have another day on the podium. And of course, every day he has that jersey. Every day means that they take prize money. So you get prize money for every stage. Well, every stage there's a lot of prize money up for grabs. The stage win, the top 25 or 20, I believe, they all have a cash prize associated with them. The most combativity rider as well. Puncture for Alberto Bettiol here, the Italian national champion. We haven't seen too much of him in the race. But yeah, we were saying, so even the mountains jersey, or just holding the jersey gives you money for your team. So each of these days, Jonas Abrahamsen has been earning a lot of moolah for Uno X Mobility. So yeah, right now he's well and truly put some euros in on their team prize account, that's for sure. Of course, Christoph as well with his third place. That's got some monetary value associated with it as well. But yeah, make sure to subscribe to the Cycling Dane Action channel. Let's try and get that up to 1,000 before next week, before the end of next week. And then we can get that prize raffle going on, and then we'll go on to the next prizes as well. 61.5 kilometers to go here, 540 meters left of that Cat 4 climb for Jonas Abrahamsen. And Abrahamsen, sit up, my friend, sit up. Stage 11 is the day that 43% of you believe that he's going to be losing that jersey. 16% think he's going to hold it for 3 more stages. And yeah. Where do I think he's going to lose the jersey? Not today, not tomorrow, not on stage 10, but maybe if we're saying stage 11 is a breakaway stage, he would probably feature up there. So that would mean maybe stage 14, 15 is where he loses the stage. But I'm sorry, friends. I don't believe Abrahamsen is going to be winning that jersey. I don't think this jersey is going to be taken back to Norway for the first time ever. 61.1 kilometers. And if you're thinking, of course, we have a few of you Scandinavian fans. We like Scandinavian trivia here on the Cycling Dane. Obviously, me being Danish, that is just part of the game. If you're not a Scandinavian fan, you soon will be. But that Pogačar jersey as well, we know I always like to dabble into this competition and educate ourselves on what's been happening, the history of this great competition as well. Of course, we had Danish success with Michael Rasmussen in 2005, 2006. And right now we just saw Abrahamsen cross over for that singular point. So Abrahamsen takes that 1 point. But in terms of Scandinavian success, we came very close in 2012, I believe, for our first Swedish winner of the competition with Fredrik Kizakov. Do you remember him riding for Astana? Former mountain bike rider. What was he best known for, Kizakov? Did he take a stage win? Let me bring that up. This is very niche territory. And Kizakov, Swedish cyclist. And yeah, let's just see. What was he known for? He won a stage in the Vuelta a España, won the Tour of Austria in 2021. Right now we're getting messages from Astana, Kazakhstan. Bigger roads after the Cat 4 climb, going to be a little more easy. Come on, just hang tight, hang on through the climb, or hang on through the roads. So they're a bit nervous about the battle for position, but we were saying Fredrik Kizakov held the mountains jersey from stage 8 to stage 10 in the Tour de France in 2012, won an individual time trial as well in the Tour de Suisse, won an individual time trial in the Vuelta a España, finished 5th in the World Time Trial Championships as well. That completely missed me. And even finished 2nd in the Giro d'Emilia to none other than Nairo Quintana. So yeah, Nairo Quintana has tasted success in San Luca, in Bologna, but 60 kilometers to go here. 60 kilometers, 4 minutes and 9 seconds for Abrahamsen, looking to be the one to carve out more Norwegian success here at the Tour de France. Of course, they've had wins before with Kristoff, with Edvald Bosenhagen, with Thor Hushovd, and they've won the green jersey on 2 occasions, I believe, as well with Thor Hushovd. So yeah, who do I think is going to win this stage? I'm going to put my hat in the Arnaud Delis camp. Arnaud Delis is my winner. Of course, I think Bini might be up there as well. But right now they are in the Cat 4 part of the climb, or that final categorized climb on the day. Intermarché is up towards the front here. They're very confident about their chances today, having finished 2nd in the intermediate sprint after Jonas Abrahamsen. Yeah, a very, very good outfit, Intermarché. They've really grown as a team and are very confident after taking that stage win, that historic Biniam Girmay stage win. Right now, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. It's just drifting down a few more seconds, and we'll wait and see what happens, to say the least. But one of the riders here in the car, Sandy Dujardin, we saw him in the breakaway earlier in the race. And is Bini going to be winning the stage? That is the big question. Will Abrahamsen win the stage? Probably not. 408 of you have voted, and you've said that the Pogačar jersey is going to be, it's going to be not won by Abrahamsen. So 57, well, actually, quick maths, 69% of you believe he's not going to be winning the stage or the Pogačar jersey outright. One of his teammates going at the back here, Uno X Mobility. Vera as well agreeing with me. Delis, Jasper Philipsen, if there's no nonsense. Yeah, That was a bit silly, wasn't it, by Jasper Philipsen. Jasper the disaster was definitely being thrown about a bit in the media. But Tim de Klerk, we're seeing him at the back. Little Trek, kind of a team without a goal in this one, unfortunately. Who will finish second today? It's a bit of a trick one. But yeah, we've got plenty of riders in here. Who's going to be winning the stage? Right now we're seeing the peloton coming over that final Cascais climb. No points available for them, of course. And is it going to be the Norwegian taking it all the way for the finish? That remains to be seen. Yeah, I'm quite... Well, actually, let's put the teams that are putting riders out in front. That's probably a better indication of who could take the stage today. But, yeah. Vera saying Pogacar will win the KOM jersey. Yeah, that is what most of us are thinking. But yeah, right now it is Lidl Trek we're seeing. Lidl Trek with Giulio Ciccone, the winner of last year's polka dot jersey, sitting 13th right now in GC, 5 minutes and 35 seconds down. And what is he going to do? Is he now the new focus for Lidl Trek after no Mads Pedersen in the race? They've still got Jasper Stuyven. He has a good sprint on him as well, but nothing like Mads Pedersen. But Mads Pedersen hasn't even got the best sprint as well. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one to say the least. What's going to happen coming down to the finish. That finish not being an entirely flat one. About 56.5 kilometers. The kilometers are ticking down fast now. Bettiol, any EF Education Easy Post fans. And guys, you fell for my trick in the poll. 67% of you have voted for Biniam Girmay finishing second. The poll is who will finish second. Yeah, bit of trolling from my part. But 56 kilometers away from the finishing line. 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Intermarché, Lotto of Destiny. Jaco Ayula at the front as well. They're all working together here. They want to try and minimize that gap, get it down to 0. But Abrahamsen, my friend, it's done. Just stop. You can't beat these guys. There's a lot of them here. There's a lot of these guys at the front. I know you're very strong, but you've been out there for a long time. I don't think you're going to be winning the stage, unfortunately. Alberto Beccio, what can he do deeper into the race as well? Maybe he can do something. They desperately want to take a stage win. EF Education Easy Post, their main man of Richard Carapaz, having worn the yellow jersey, that was great for him. But yeah, it's not great in terms of the scenes that we're seeing where he's sitting in GC. He's well and truly outside the picture for the big places there. We're seeing 182, that is Warren Barguil just getting some attention from the medic car there. And of course he crashed earlier, and that was a bit of a shame to see. Yeah. Biniam Girmay is the man that many people in the poll think is going to finish second in the stage today. 62 of you think Bini is going to be the second place rider, or maybe you fell for my bit of a troll, who knows. But 55 kilometers to go here, and we're just seeing the back end with Warren Barguil in here. Lidl Trek, what do they actually do? What does Lidl Trek actually do in today's stage? I think that's a big question as well, because who have they got left? Giulio Ciccone, of course, former polka dot jersey winner from last year, as we said. Julian Bernard, the guy who got fined for kissing his wife during the time trial stage. Wow, that was weird. Tim de Klerk, he's of course the tractor at the front. Ryan Gibbons, a very fast man as well, but I don't think he's fast enough to take a stage. Maybe he can be in a breakaway situation. Friend of the channel, Tom Scoringe, of course, very nice guy, and has had a good season this year, finishing on the podium in Strada Bianchi. Then you've got Jasper Stuyven as well. He could do something. Maybe they're going to try and do something on the gravel stage tomorrow. Maybe. Anna Deli, we're seeing him riding about 7-6 wheeled there. This is for sure a big test for him. The elite of the sprinters are almost here. Maybe Lidl Trek should have brought Jonathan Milan as well. Could have, should have, would have. But that's kind of the situation that Intermarché have done. They brought a very fast man in Gerben Tyson and Biniam Girmay. But Little Trek elected not to do the same strategy, unfortunately, for them. Yeah, hindsight 2020. But Sam Bennett, he could certainly be in the mix, riding for AG2R Citroën. No, Decathlon. How many times have I made that mistake already? Phil Bauhaus, could he do something here? Caleb Ewan, if he was in the race, on form Caleb Ewan would loved this finish, 3% in the final kilometer potentially. Mathieu van der Poel, Wout van Aert, these kind of guys. That's also what you're thinking about. Biniam Girmay, of course, we've mentioned him so many times. And Mark Cavendish, Magnus Cort Nielsen for Uno X. I think that might be their best card for getting a top result here today. Dylan Groenewegen or Michael Matthews, that's the debate going through the Jayco Ayula team. Of course, we established that Dylan Groenewegen is actually lighter than the man, the Dutch man. So that was a bit of a what should we say, a surprise. But Abrahamsen is still doing his best at the front, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. You see what I mean? Sit up, my man. But he's not going to do it. He is not doing it. He looks like he's still believing here. He's still believing. How long has he been out there by himself? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be doing anything. I don't think he's going to... There's no, like, logically, let's look at it. If you're seriously wanting to win that polka dot jersey, we have a lot of stages until we get to Nice. You're not the best climber in the world, so that means you need to tactically get those points by being in breakaways. So that means you need to conserve your energy and strike out economically when it makes more sense. So if there's a lot of points up for grabs on a stage, then go for that in the beginning or whatever. If there's no more points up for grabs on the stage, why on earth are you expending your energy here? Thanks, James, as well, joining us from Corsica. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And right now it is Jonas Abrahamsen, 52.2 kilometers in front. We've said this name a lot of times. And he's absolutely doing a service for his own team, the Pro Continental team from Norway. This Norwegian-Danish team, as they've kind of labeled themselves in a way with the riders that they seem to be hiring. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And they are, of course, hoping for a World Tour license at some point. I don't think it's going to be coming in the next round because we have, of course, got lots of destiny here. And Israel Premetech, who have been doing very well in the UCI rankings. Great to have Rwanda, Africa as well. Are you watching us from Kigali? What have we got here as well? Maybe he's waiting for someone to join him. Yeah, I mean, that's not happening. Nobody's joining him, I think. I think everyone knows now that the lighter sprinters have their eyes on this opportunity here. There's a staged win up for grabs, stage 8. Stage 8 last year, if you recall, Limoges was similarly a bit more for the lighter sprinters, the more hardier sprinters. And we saw Mads Pedersen winning that in front of Jasper Philipsen, and Wout van Aert denied the win there. Great to have Philippines in the house as well. Yes, Ian, I have heard of the Tour de Rwanda. That's, of course, where Biniam Girmay has picked up a stage win in the past. And, if World Tour really was a World Tour, maybe the Rwanda or the... you've got the World Championships in Rwanda as well. So a lot of excitement to come to Rwanda. 50.5 kilometers still to go here. 50.5, 3 minutes and 45 seconds here. Ooh, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be a very, very exciting little finish. But we've still got 50 kilometers before we see it. We can see the yellow jersey who extended his lead on everyone but Remco Evenepoel. Remco Evenepoel, a very good time trial, first Tour de France victory to his account. Having tasted success in individual time trials in the Giro d'Italia in the past, of course, winning the World Time Trial Championships as well last year in Glasgow, or actually not in Glasgow, but as part of the Glasgow World Championships, not Glasgow National Championships. I don't think we're going to see Remco Evenepoel lining up for the Scottish National Time Trial Championships. But yeah, 50 kilometers. 50 kilometers. This is getting spicy. It's getting closer. Great to have Lloyd as well, watching from Kigali. And yes, you are hosting next year's World Championships. I think that's actually our first ever African Championships of cycling in Africa. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, for road cycling, I think I'm not sure if it's the same for mountain bike, because there's a lot of mountain biking that happens in South Africa, as we know. But 49.8 kilometers, 3 minutes and 37 seconds is coming down. Remember, we were talking about a 6 minute gap. Now we're down to almost 3 minutes. So yeah, it's his days are numbered. We know that. Not even his days. The front is mere minutes away from getting brought back here. But great to have so many people in the chat, so many familiar names as well. And if you are new, why not get involved in the chat? We're a very friendly bunch here as part of the Cycling Dane community. And remember, of course, we have got more channels. The Cycling Dane Extra, this new channel, the Cycling Dane Action channel, which has got a competition involved. So if you haven't already, get involved in that and subscribe to that channel as well. But the Cycling Dane Extra channel is where we have kind of a breakdown of the stages and also our stage previews, and you've got interviews over there as well. There is an interview from Joao Almeida a few months ago. That was a very good interview where he talked about, I'm not saying because I did the interview, but I'm saying because what he said. I'm not that egotistical. Very good interview from what he said about how they were going to try and destroy Jonas Vingegaard. Obviously, for the context, that was before the Tour of the Basque Country incident. So, yeah, Almeida and Juan Ayuso, two J's. I get them mixed up sometimes. Juan Ayuso, they are, of course, both sitting inside the top 10. So, three UAE riders sitting inside the top 10. And yeah, guys, Jean-Marc, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Chris Froome has never actually won the Tour of Rwanda. So, yeah, unfortunately, the great man has not added that race to his palmares. He tried last year or the year before, can't quite remember. But right now, we're just waiting for the sprint teams to reel in Abrahamsen. We believe it's going to be a sprint today for the more hardier sprinters, to say the least. Some of the more, we'll wait and see. And as Ricky said as well, make sure to hit the like button. Let's try and come close to our record of this year's Tour de France, which is well into the 700s. And yeah, are we going to see Abrahamsen doing anything here? 48 kilometers, 30 miles for our American friends is what's left. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The cycling math says no. 1 minute for every 10 kilometers for a breakaway, and I think maybe no. So, yeah, Kigali, that is the World Championships, like we said next year. And there is a very interesting couple climb on the route that could be a fascinating one for potentially a Biniam Girmay. If Bini won the World Championships on African soil, I think Africa would just party all the way to the next World Championships. The cycling fans would. Maybe not the football fans. 47.3 kilometers, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. At the front, we've got many teams joining in the chase here. Alpecin de Koenig, Lotto Destiny, even Cofidis. And who's going to take that? Oh yeah, Ian is reminding us that Bini is not actually taking a stage win in the Tour of Rwanda. Yeah, it was the Bongo race in Gabon. That is the one where he's tasted success, winning a stage when he was 18 years old. So, yeah, James back from a shoulder surgery as well after a bike crash. We wish you well, my friend. And what are we getting as well? Jonas as well in the comments. Thank you for the kind comments. Kyle believing Cavendish will win first. Cavendish winning? Maybe not. Jakobsen win the sprint and then the Dutch beat Turkey. Is that a joke that I'm missing? Just explain it to me, because yeah, the weather is looking very bad. There's some very dark clouds in the horizon for Jonas Abrahamsen here, so it's getting worrying if we are going to get a bit of rain coming in. So rain could play a factor here in the stage. 3 minutes and 19 seconds here. In terms of the finish, it's looking like the technicality of it isn't too it's not too disastrous or too intense, shall we say. We've had some stages this year already having a lot of technical parts with corners, with roundabouts inside the last 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers even. And is that going to be a feature today? I'm not too sure. Yeah, stage 8. Let's see. We're just gonna have a look at the finale. If I recall, it's not actually that technical. Yeah, no, the last 5 kilometers, not technical at all. Sylvain Dillier is pushing on here, the Swiss former national champion. This is the job he's been brought in for, and yeah, he's well and truly earning his paycheck right now in the services of Philipsen today. After his deviation on stage 5 or 6, even on stage 6, and as we know, he hates that nickname of Jasper the Disaster, and yeah, he was very disappointed after that stage. Of course, he's a winner. He's arguably the best sprinter in the world, and he loves winning. But yeah, we've got the stage finish there for you guys, and you can see it's a very much almost a straight line. So I think it's going to be a very fast sprint, even though we do have that flat, not flat, that incline towards the finish. So I don't think it's going to be troubling the sprinters, to say the least. And welcome Mofan as well. Anyone who's subscribing today, welcome to the Cycling Den. Of course, we are doing streams every single day of the Tour de France, so be sure to join. 44 kilometers to go here, 3 minutes and 7 seconds, so we're almost dipping outside the 3-minute mark here, so that is not good for our Norwegian friend here. Well, we don't know him, so can we call him a friend? Jonas Abrahamsen there, 3 minutes and 5 seconds, 43.8 kilometers. But man, you've already got the combativity award sewn up, you would think. But why are you staying out here? Why? There's no more Castro's climbs, so there's no more points to add to his his lead of the race already in terms of that jersey. So this is really just energy being thrown away by him. And yeah, are we going to see a stage win from him today? Probably not. 13 points is his gap now to Tadej Pogačar, but let's be honest, that's nothing when it comes to these bigger mountain stages. So 3 minutes and 1 second now. So we're almost dipping into the 2 minutes. So yeah, it's all still to play for here. We're almost at 300 likes as well. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel here to see your name flash up on the stream, and you'll be immortalized forever. 43 kilometers to go here. 43 kilometers. I think we're getting closer to, well, 43,000 subscribers, I think. Of course, some of my energy has also tapped into the Cycling Day extra channel. So yeah, it hasn't completely been focused on this channel, but right now, yeah, we're above 44,000. So welcome to all of you who have subscribed. And yeah, 42.7 kilometers. That is what's left of the stage. Inside 3 minutes now, 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Maybe he's thinking maybe they might just mess up the sprint a bit and then I'll get the chance. But Jonas Abrahamsen, I don't think it's going to happen. What is the logic going through here? I would love to hear the message from the Uno X Mobility car here. What are they thinking? Guys, if you're thinking about winning that jersey, do you think it's maybe not possible? We talked about that he did actually win a Mans's jersey at, well, on French soil this year in the Étoile de Bessèges, a far shorter race, of course. Wout van Aert, we haven't talked about him too much. He hasn't won a stage of the Tour de France since 2022. So, yeah, that drought he wants to end, of course. But is it going to be today? Wout van Aert, nobody's mentioned him. 68% of you believe it's going to be Biniam Girmay finishing second. Yes, that poll was not for the win. It was for second place. So maybe if you voted for Bini and you thought it was the win, you thought, oh, Scott, you troll. 41.7 kilometers to go here. 41.7 kilometers to go. And let's ask you guys, who will Deli win the stage? Do you think Arnaud Deli is going to win the stage today? Arnaud Deli is such a prolific rider, such a sensational talent from Belgium. And is he going to be the man winning the stage today? Some of you might not be wanting to hear that, but I actually think he's got a good chance of taking the stage win today. The Belgian kid, the Belgian superstar, part of this growing Belgian golden generation. Remco Evenepoel, Wout van Aert, Tim Merlier, Jasper Philipsen, Arnaud Deli. It's getting interesting here. So Sylvain Dillier here, the Swiss national champion in the past, he is looking to try and close the gap now. 2 minutes and 56 seconds. It's Dillier versus Abrahamsen right now on the road. Cofidis as well, ready to pounce. Ooh, who's this we've got? We've got a new team as well getting involved here. Is this Soudal Quickstep? Surely not. Surely not. Who's that third man on the road? It's Intermarché. It's Intermarché. Didn't see the fluorescent right shoulder. They've got the kit isn't completely sizable here in terms of that. 40.5 kilometers to go here. 40.5 kilometers to go. 2 minutes and 53 seconds. We've got a message coming up here shortly as well. And it says, let's make sure that we are sitting all together in our bubble. Let's find each other now. Okay, so they're trying to just get in a bubble, get the team organized, and make sure they don't get lost completely here. DSM, of course, they want to taste more success. They have already won the stage, as we said, with Romain Guérégois, but are they going to taste more success? That remains to be seen. 2 minutes and 53 seconds now. 2 minutes and 53 seconds. So that lead, that was double. Yeah, that is a big shame. For Jonas Abrahamsen. It's a shame that there wasn't another rider up there with him, a TT guy. A number of riders were up there in the breakaway, but yeah, for inside the last 40 kilometers, and the peloton are going to be cranking up the pace now for sure. This is going to be a cracking finish, I think, and we're going to get some real big opportunities, to say the least. And who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Jasper Philipsen. Yeah. Jasper Philipsen. No Tim Merlier here. Wout van Aert. Arnaud Deli. 63% of you are saying no. I think that is very disrespectful, guys. I think Arnaud Deli could be the winner today. And I think many of that 62% of you are Biniam Girmay fans, which is fair enough. Intermarché are the ones leading in the pack now. So Sylvain Dillier just taking a breather, or as much as you can. And let's see. What are we getting as well? Chat about Biniam. What can he do? Don't pop believing. Great name that. Any chance for Jonas? Which Jonas? Vingegaard or Jonas Abrahamsen? Two Jonases, of course, in this race. Are there more Jonases? No, there's no Jonas Gregor. But yeah. Right now, Jonas Abrahamsen is having a better Tour de France than Jonas Vingegaard in terms of good headlines. But of course, Jonas Vingegaard is coming from a bit different of a scenario right now. We'll wait and see what happens here in the race. Anything can happen. And who's going to take the stage win? That remains to be seen. Are we going to see... Well, who are we going to see taking the win today? Yeah, we can see Abrahamsen towards the front. 38.6 kilometers to go here. The lead, is it anything? 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And Abrahamsen, is he going to be taking the stage win? I don't know. Well, I do know. It's a no. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Zara. Sorry, all our Norwegians. It's not going to be your day. You're not going to take the stage win. I'm sorry about that. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I think we all kind of know that with it coming inside the under 3 kilometer mark. I think we all know that. But Norwegian success is happening in the CBU cycling tour in Romania, where Andreas Leknesson, remember him, last year's Maglia Rosa winner and top 10 finisher in the Giro d'Italia. He's finished second on the first opening stage to Lipovic of Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. So, yeah, not bad that. And I think that's actually our first stage win for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, but not coming in the Tour de France like they probably would have wanted to. 38 kilometers to go. 38 kilometers, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So the deficit's stagnated there a bit. So it's stagnated a bit, to say the least. And what are we saying? This is a Biniam Girmay fan channel. So this one here, contractually obliged to pick Biniam. Yeah, okay. We have had the Biniam Girmay stage win, so mission complete on that front. Biniam, of course, we've interviewed him on the channel on 3 occasions, spread over this channel and the Cycling Dane Extra channel. Very nice guy, as we know. But yeah, is he going to take the stage win today? He's got the confidence, so potentially Intermarché certainly have the confidence in him as well. Picking up second in that intermediate sprint behind Jonas Abrahamsen, who took 20 points. And Jasper Philipsen boxed out by the Intermarché team. Boxed out. So, Abrahamsen, 37.2 kilometers, separating him from absolute legendary status at the Tour de France, winning a somewhat flat stage in the polka dot jersey. That's not something I can recall anyone doing, really. And would he be the guy to do it? We will wait and see. Biniam Girmay mentioned more times in the chat than anything else, really. But I understand the excitement. But if you haven't already as well, subscribe to the Cycling Dane Action channel. Get involved in that competition and help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We're 900 people here in the chat, and I'm sure 900 people haven't subscribed to our little brother channel, because then it would have been 900. But 36.7 kilometers to go, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. I'll try and get Biniam Girmay on that channel for you guys. I'm sure he'll be up for that. But 36.5 kilometers, 2 minutes and 46 seconds here. 2 minutes and 46 seconds. That is what is he's got of an advantage on the peloton, being led by Intermarché, Alpecin, Cofidis, Jaco Ayula up towards the front. They're thinking of Dylan Groenewegen and Michael Matthews. Dylan Groenewegen, a very surprise winner for a lot of people, including myself, on stage 6. What a good sprint that was. Jasper Philipsen very angry that he got relegated there. But then, if you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. But the crime here was just breaking the rules in sprinting. Could have been very bad as well. And we will wait and see what happens in terms of the stage win today. Abrahamsen putting his name in the ring here. Very optimistic, attacking so far out. I'm not sure this is going to happen. I don't think any of us really believe in our heart of hearts that this Norwegian is going to take the stage win. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see if he can do it. 2 minutes and 44 seconds, 35 kilometers still to go here. We're seeing Total, not even Lotto, Total Energies here. 2 of the teammates just holding each other, like holding on the shoulder. And I'm pretty sure the UCI are going to find them for that. If they find Julien Bernard for kissing his wife on the time trial stage yesterday, I'm sure that's going to be fined as well. 35.2 kilometers. It's Soral Quickstep getting up towards the front here. Gianni Moscon, remember him? EF Education Easy Post coming towards the front as well. Lidl Trek want to get involved. Jide Hindley's up here. Sean Quinn, the American national champion, making himself known here at the front end of the race. So a lot of teams getting a bit interested towards the front end now. So, yeah. Who's going to take the stage win? That is the big question that we're very much pondering over. Biniam Girmay is being thrown in the ring. A lot of people. Jasper Philipsen as well. Jasper Philipsen, can he take the stage win? Can he take his first stage win of this year's Tour de France? 4 stage wins last year. 6 career Tour de France stage wins so far on his palmarès. But Arnaud Delis, the youngster who beat him for that Belgian national title, and Tim Merlier and Wout van Aert, is looking to take his first stage victory and Lotto Destiny's first one for a long time. Victor Campenaert's coming quite close last year. Bit of time difference there. But right now, Ineos Grenadier is coming on that left-hand side of the road that they love so much. Remco Evenepoel with Soudal Quickstep doing their best to stay at the front here. And what's going to happen on the stage? Who's going to take the stage honours? Is it going to be Jonas Abrahamsen? Is it going to be one of the fast guys? Or is it going to be a solo sprinter at another point? That remains to be seen. Maybe we're going to get a counter-attack. Have you thought about that? They bring back Abrahamsen and then we see a bit of a counter-attack. Could well be. But right now, we're still waiting to see what's going to happen with Abrahamsen. He's 2 minutes and 24 seconds. His lead has shrunk from 6 minutes. Remco Evenepoel is positioning himself towards the front here, riding second wheel. And Soudal Quickstep, are they going to be able to do something here today? I don't think so. This is the first time they haven't brought a sprinter in a very long time. And right now, we're seeing another roundabout happening here. And Jonas Abrahamsen still out in front, 33.3 kilometers, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. It's come down a lot more. It's very wet, the road, so this could potentially be a bit dangerous. There's a corner here, a wet corner, 200 riders coming through at speed. That could be a bit worrying, let's be honest. A big corner, one guy slips. That can take down a lot of riders. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but it's certainly a bit of a worry here. I'm a bit worried about that corner, seeing that. Wet roads, very wet roads. There's puddles on the roads. Ineos Grenadiers up towards the front here. Israel Premier Tech as well. We haven't talked about them. They have Pascal Ackermann. Maybe they're thinking on some of the other riders to get involved here. Soudal Quickstep and Ineos Grenadiers, they're just looking to stay out of trouble here, but the roads are wet, 32.7 kilometers to go. The speed is accelerating here, 56, 57 kilometers an hour. Lotto Destiny determined to take control of the bunch here. They're just coming through the middle here with their train dedicated to Arnaud Delis. Arnaud Delis is the man that they hope could potentially take a stage win here. And where is the radio messages? I would love to hear them now. Ineos Grenadiers, Israel Premier Tech, Intermarché, Lotto Destiny, Soudal Quickstep, and Astana Kazakhstan. That is the teams at the front. Where's Visma Lease Bike? Where is Visma Lease Bike? That is the big question here. Where is Visma Lease Bike right now? 2 minutes and 4 seconds, courtesy of this acceleration that just happened from the bunch. The bunch very nervous now, and I think that's just being shown by the acceleration of pace here. They're not worried about the man out in front, but the man out in front is looking a bit better now as we just tick down the kilometers, but I for sure don't think he's going to be doing anything in terms of the stage win. Visma Lease Bike makes themselves known here towards the front end of the race. Laporte, the European champion, doing his best to shepherd Jonas Vingegaard up towards the front. And now we're coming to that wet corner that we were talking about. Is anyone going to fall? Let's see. They're coming through the wet corner. They're taking it quite easy. Nobody's falling, so that was good. That could have been a bit of a worry here for the peloton. And maybe that was what they were thinking of. The acceleration of pace here. The pace looks like it's slowed a bit, just ever so slightly. Visma Lease Bike, Lotto Destiny out towards the front, 31.3 kilometers. That is our margin to the finishing line today. So who's going to take the stage win? That is the big question on our very lips here. Is it going to be Intermarché? Is it going to be Lotto Destiny? Is it going to be potentially Wout van Aert? It's all still to play for. All still to play for in the stage win. Who's going to write history today? Dylan Groenewegen, the Dutch national champion, taking the win on stage 6. Remco Evenepoel, the world time trial champion, winning yesterday. And what I was saying, shout out to Scott's hair. Thanks for that. I need a haircut desperately. 30.6 kilometers. 30.6 kilometers. 1 minute and 50 seconds. 1 minute and 50 seconds. Right now, Victor Campenaert, a man familiar with this kind of role, he's just taking it very, very carefully around the corners as well. These wet corners. road bikes, very slippery wheels, and this could certainly be a very hair-raising moment for many of these riders. Ineos Grenadiers, Visma Lease bike, they want to try and keep themselves out of trouble here with their GC riders. Where's the yellow jersey of Tadej Pogačar? Where is Tadej Pogačar? I can't quite see Tadej Pogačar. Maybe that's more of the kind of, what would you say, the limitations of their team is they are extremely strong when it comes to the mountain stages, but more these kind of stages, they don't have too much in terms of firepower. Yes, they've got Nils Pollitt, but maybe you would have needed maybe one more. Visma Lease bike, this is where I think their team is a lot stronger than UAE Team Emirates. The pace is very high. The road is a bit of a descent here. Rodriguez and Jonas Vingegaard, they're up towards the front. Tadej Pogačar, he's up towards the front as well. We were talking where he was, and very isolated. He is well and truly isolated here, Tadej Pogačar. So nobody around Tadej Pogačar, and this could be a big issue. 29.4 kilometers, 1 minute and 44 seconds is the gap between the front end of the peloton, which is being led by none other than EF Education EasyPost. And who are they thinking of? Is this Marian Vandenberg? Is that the guy that they think could get in the mix here? On maybe Ben Healy. And who's going to take the stage win? Could Tadej Pogačar get himself in the mix as well? But the peloton right now is getting strung out a lot by EF Education EasyPost, Visma Lease bike, and Lotto Destiny with Ineos Grenadiers. Astana, Kazakhstan, they want potentially more stage success here as well. We're seeing the back end of the peloton. That's ruptured a bit. A number of riders out the back. One of Tadej Pogačar's teammates is out the back here. 29 kilometers to go here. 29 kilometers to go right now. And right now, Astana, Kazakhstan's up there towards the front. Arnaud Delis, very clear to see who he is. The Belgian national champion here. He stands out really well next to the European champion Laporte. Laporte could have even been in the mix for this stage, I would say. But Tadej Pogačar, Juan Ayuso has made his way up to try and defend his leader. And we also have Biniam Girmay. He's got four riders of his team around him, but they're sitting a bit further down in the field. And who's out the back here? Who's this? I think this is Marc Soler. Marc Soler and Christian Rodriguez. They've been spat. They're at the back. 1 minute and 32 seconds here for our lone leader out in front, Jonas Abrahamsen. Jonas Abrahamsen is doing a great job here, but I think this might be wasted effort. Great to have 900 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And why not check out the Cycling Dane Action channel, our little brother channel as well. Get involved in that. There's competition for a cycling cap with Vincenzo Nibali. And I would be eternally grateful if we can get to 1,000, of course, on that channel. But 27.8 kilometers to go here. Lots of Destiny, EF Education, EasyPost, Visma Lease bike. They mean business at the front end of the peloton. Astana, Kazakhstan, they want more success. They're not just content with Mark Cavendish having 35 stage wins. They want 36 stage wins. And is this going to be a stage win from the Manx Missile? He's won on plenty of different scenarios. We're seeing many riders out the back here. DSM with riders out the back here. Cofidis with riders out the back. 144. Who's this? Let's hope it's not Brian Kokar. That would be very bad. I think that might have been Simon Geschke. Simon Geschke, I think, might have been him. Is this Charles de Gaulle? Is this a homage to Charles de Gaulle? Farmers Field here. Charles de Gaulle. Is this what he looks like? Maybe this was Charles de Gaulle that they were making a reference to. I'm not sure what Charles de Gaulle looks like, as unfortunately passed away in 1970. And the airport in Paris, of course, named after him. So former president of the France, I believe. But my French history, not that great. 27 kilometers to go here. Visma Lease bike up towards the front. Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, Lotto Destiny, and Ineos Grenadiers, Astana, Kazakhstan. We can feel the tension is high now. The pace is high. They're really revving up the pace now. This is exactly the kind of stuff we want to see. We want to see the pressure being pushed on here. The peloton is getting thinner and thinner by the kilometer here. 1 minute and 29 seconds. We still have our man, Jonas Abrahamsen. The polka dot jersey is still out in front. He's refusing to give up. He's not listening to what I said. He's desperate to make sure he can do something here. And Charles de Gaulle, 18th president of France. There you go. That's a bit of trivia for you there. But Tadej Pogačar, he's third row in the peloton right now. Number 26 out the back, Michael Matthews. That is a big, big upset. Michael Matthews is out the back. So Jaco Ayula's plan of winning with Michael Matthews was probably not that plan. Phil Bauhaus is out the back as well, the Bahrain victorious sprinter. So some of the fast men out of the back. Dylan Groenewegen, where is the stage 6 winner? Is he still in this bunch? But many of these teams losing their fast men here. So the fast men really feeling the pressure here being pushed on by the peloton here. So Jaco Ayula, they're certainly not going to be the ones pushing on the front end here. Where is Dylan Groenewegen? Is Dylan Groenewegen at the back as well here? That remains to be seen. But great to have so many people here. Great to have so many channel members as well. Eric, Vera, Heidi, Zara as well, I believe, and Ricky as well. Honorary channel member, I will say. And 25.7 kilometers, 1 minute and 6 seconds now for Abrahamsen to hold on to if he can. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be carnage. This is what we like bike racing. 25.5 kilometers. My nose isn't keeping up. But the combativity award has gone to Jonas Abrahamsen. Not surprisingly, he's not really had any rivals in that competition. But 1 minute and 2 seconds now. 1 minute and 2 seconds. Astana is out in front. Sudal Quickstep's out in front. Visma Lisa bikes on the front end. Israel Premier Tech's out there. Cofidis. Yeah, Lotto Destiny, EF Education, Easy Post, Israel Premier Tech. This is absolutely remarkable out in the front end here. Bissinger is guiding Marian van der Berg, we would think. Marian van der Berg, is he potentially the man? But right now, 25 kilometers to go here. 25 kilometers to go. That is all that separates them from the final here. But Jonas Abrahamsen, 1 minute and 1 second. 1 minute and 1 second. That's what he's got still as an advantage here. 1 minute and 1 second. That's his advantage. What can he do? What can he do here? How long can he hold on for? Can he see the 10 kilometers to go? Can he see the 5 kilometers to go? Can he even see the final kilometer banner to go? Probably not. Probably not, I have to say. Yeah. What is going to happen in today's stage? That is going to be interesting to see. Great to have 1,000 people in the chat. 24.4 kilometers still to go here. This is going to be carnage. This is going to be electric. Let's hope they keep on their bikes. But maybe carnage in the form of ripping up the race. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Are we going to see some of the big GC riders lose time here? Caught out here. But Astana, Kazakhstan, they're up towards the front here. They've got a minute of a lead to make up, or deficit to make up on Abrahamsen here. This is getting exciting. Oya Loscano, I think, is losing out here. Oya Loscano is one of the men who's struggling towards the front here. This is not good for him. He wasn't going to be involved in the sprint, let's be honest. But he might be looking at tomorrow's stage, the gravel stage. We will have that on the Cycling Day, extra channel, the preview. So look out for that as well coming after the stage. But right now, 23.6 kilometers still to go here. 55 seconds, 54 seconds. That's the gap between the peloton and the man out in front, Jonas Abrahamsen. How many times have we mentioned this man's name today? The polka dot jersey wearer, the man from Uno X. Uno X doing their best to get their name out there. But right now, 52 kilometers to go here. 23.4 kilometers left of stage 8 of this year's Tour de France. Oh, this is getting close. This is getting very close now. 51 seconds. Remember, the finish has an uphill incline, so this could potentially favor more the lighter sprinters. But UAE Team Emirates, they have made themselves known at the front. Tadej Pogačar was very isolated, so maybe they just got a message there, a bit of a spanking verbally from their bosses. But Tadej Pogačar is riding fourth wheel after 3 of his teammates. They're trying to bully Visma Lisa bike, and I think we have a slight echelon potentially, or this corner coming up. I think it's a corner coming up. So UAE Team Emirates and Visma Lease Bike, the battle is happening. It's of course not them that they're most worried about anymore. It's Remco Evenepoel and Soudal Quickstep. Remco Evenepoel has looked very good in the last few days, taking a stage win, of course, as well. And how far can the debutant Belgian do? Of course, we're thinking about another Belgian debutant in today's stage. That is, of course, Arnaud Delis. Arnaud Delis, can he take his first ever Grand Tour stage win? That is the big question. Yeah. Oh, it's getting interesting. 45 seconds. Yeah. Who's going to make the decisive move of the sprinters? Are we going to see any GC riders getting caught out by this high pace being put on? Several riders have been caught out here, but who? None of them really big protagonists in terms of that GC battle. We're seeing Ineos Grenadiers trying to take control now, just changing where they were sitting in the train or on the road. We have Abrahamsen coming through a railway track here and a small viaduct. Under a small viaduct, Abrahamsen, polka dot jersey, 21.7 kilometers, 37 seconds now. 37 seconds. This is not good for Abrahamsen. He would have loved to have taken a couple of minutes into the last 20 kilometers, but it's going to be under a minute of an advantage here. Under a minute of an advantage, and now the peloton are coming under that same viaduct that we talked about. I don't think it's 40 seconds. I think it's less. I think they're very close now. The carrot for the peloton is Abrahamsen. He is very visible with that polka dot jersey, and they will be seeing him shortly. Ineos Grenadiers, Israel Premier Tech trying to get themselves organized at the front as well. This is getting very exciting. This could be tense moments for the sprinters teams as well. And welcome to all our 1,000 people in the chat. If you're new here, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Here, of course, we are doing live streams every single day of the Tour de France. Stage 21 is where Nice is. That's where we're going to see the yellow jersey one. But today, we're going to see a stage one. We're going to get a radio message coming up here from Ineos Grenadiers. What are they going to be saying? Ineos Grenadiers, they're taking control of the right-hand side of the road. It's important, Kwiat and Geraint Thomas, you guys take control of the situation, but you were the protagonists there, okay? Okay, so I think they're trying to just bust the peloton like we've said before. They love this, taking up the pacing at the front, trying to keep their leader safe. So, yeah, it's all still to play for. All still to play for in the stage. 37 seconds is the difference according to the time gap here. Ineos Grenadiers, Visma Lease Bike, UAE Team Emirates, Israel Premier Tech, and Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe and Lotto Destiny. Those are the teams at the front end here. This is going to be exciting. Ineos Grenadiers, what can they do here? Visma Lease Bike pushing on. Wilco Kelderman, they're climbing domestique, doing his best at the front. Pavel Sivakov, I believe, is playing the role of a flat rider. So, yeah, they really are burning some of the medium mountain climbers here to try and protect Tadej Pogačar. 35 kilometers to go. No, 35 seconds is what's left here. 19.7 kilometers to go. Oh, this is getting very tense now. Very, very tense. What is going to happen in today's stage in terms of the sprint? Are we going to see Jasper Philipsen in the mix again? Are we going to see potentially a stage victory from, who knows, Arnaud Delis, Mark Cavendish? Oh, there's a lot of options here, but Jonas Abrahamsen, I don't think he's going to be the man. He's taking 34 seconds now as the peloton come under 20 kilometers to go here. Tadej Pogačar sitting third row here. Jonas Vingegaard, where is our number one? He's equally sitting in that third row. Where is our white jersey? I can't see the white jersey of Soudal Quickstep here. So that's a bit alarming. The second place finish, well, stage winner yesterday and the white jersey wearer and second place in the classification. I think this is a bit worrying not seeing him at the front or towards the front end. Dylan Groenewegen is up here. Dylan Groenewegen, the stage winner on stage 6, former Champs-Élysées finisher and the Dutch national champion, has found himself up here. We saw Michael Matthews being dropped, but Dylan Groenewegen, oh, we're seeing Remco Evenepoel. He's only got one man around him. He's sitting near Roglic, I think. So they're sitting quite far down. Tadej Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard, they're sitting in that front end here. I think this is Alexei Lutsenko towards the front as well. We got Kiers Nederlands, the Latvian former national road race champion. He's towards the front here for Israel Premier Tech. They're eyeing up a potential win here for the Pro Continental team. Of course, they've tasted success before in the Tour de France as a Continental team or Pro Continental team. But right now, they're thinking that maybe this could be an opportunity for them. They have several riders that could favor this terrain. Stephen Williams, probably not. Pascal Ackermann, Jake Stewart, potentially. They haven't got the man that I was thinking. The New Zealand, Corbin Strong. He's not in here, unfortunately. But 18.2 kilometers to go here. What is going to happen on the stage? That is why we're here. That's why we love to follow this race. And what's going to happen here? 18 kilometers to go here. 18 kilometers. 34 seconds, 33 seconds. So he's managing to keep his advantage quite well. The man that we've been talking about for a long time in the last few hours, that is, of course, Jonas Abrahamsen. Jonas Abrahamsen, what can he do here? He's doing his best to just hold this advantage for as long as possible. Movistar towards the back here. We haven't even talked about Fernando Gaviria. Gaviria, can he do something here potentially? I think not. That finish is definitely one Arnaud Delis would love. I think Arnaud Delis, if he's on pure form here, absolute uber form, he would be the favorite. But we'll wait and see. Jasper Philipsen, second place last year in the stage 8 to Mads Pedersen on a similar kind of terrain like this. 17.6 kilometers, 32 seconds. Every kilometer is going to be a danger one now in terms of Jonas Abrahamsen. But Abrahamsen keeping well and true into a rhythm here. Maybe he's thinking that he could just ride into some form, but his form seems great. He's burning matches though. That's what I'm a bit worried about. And maybe we will see him just... The receipt will come later in a few stages potentially. But there is, of course, a rest day coming up in 2 days' time. There's the gravel stage tomorrow. But EF Education Easy Post pushing on here. EF, are they thinking of Marian Vandenberg? Is that what's going on here? Of course, their GC is well and truly disappeared. But what are they thinking? Marian Vandenberg, are they thinking that he could potentially do something here? Visma Lease Bike lining up behind that solo EF rider. We've also got UAE riding second row here. Astana up towards the front here. Israel Premier Tech towards the front. Intermarché, where are you? Where are you, Intermarché? Bini, where are you sitting? The green jersey, we're a bit worried where he's sitting. 16.7 kilometers to go here. And this is getting interesting. 23 seconds now. 23 seconds. EF Education Easy Post and the bunch hurtling down the road here, where a few seconds ago we saw Abrahamsen. He's 260 meters ahead of them, apparently. 260 meters. So they can see him, I think. I think they can see him. Right now, EF are doing their best to close this gap here. I'm not sure who they're thinking of. Is it potentially Bettiol? Is it Bettiol? Radio message coming through. We'll get a picture here. They want to make the race harder, I think. There's 2 climbs there in the finale, and we can do it from there. Okay. So I think they are thinking of the finish now. They are definitely thinking of the stage win, but who are they thinking? Is it Ben Healy? Is it Bettiol? It's surely not Carapaz, you would think. But yeah, everything to play for here. Everything to play for in terms of the stage win. Is it going to be a stage win from... it's all still to play for here. Who's going to take the stage win? I don't know. Is it going to be Abrahamsen? Is it going to be Tadej Pogačar? Probably not. Is it going to be... Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just saw that. What a sad story that is. Unfortunately, a Norwegian rider has lost his life during the Tour of Austria. Oh my goodness. We were just talking about that today as well, in terms of riders who's lost their life. Oh my goodness. That's not exactly what we wanted to hear today. That is so sad. 15.6 kilometers left. 9 seconds. Jonas Abrahamsen, if he looks behind, there's a peloton just reeling him in here, and he's going to be nervous here. This was what we were anticipating. This was why we were saying, don't do anything more. Just stop when he got that second Cat 4 climb, or the last categorized point available on the stage. But he's decided that wasn't what he wanted to do. And the peloton very close now. 9 seconds. 9 seconds here. This is very, very close here. Very close now. The peloton can almost smell him. The polka dots, they can see them. And unfortunately for the Norwegian, it looks like his day might soon be over here. This is absolutely incredible. What a day he's done. Why has he done it? We're not quite sure, but yeah. It's all still to play for in this stage. And will we potentially see a stage win from Biniam Girmay, the second stage win? Or will we potentially see a stage win from one of the Belgian sprinters? We haven't had a Belgian win a sprint in this year's Tour de France. Will it be Wout van Aert? Will it potentially be the likes of Arne Deli, Wout van Aert, Jasper Philipsen, Dylan Groenewegen? Can he take a second stage win? And it's all still to play for here. Abrahamsen looking behind. He can see the peloton behind him. This is what we were expecting. So unfortunately, the polka dot jersey, he's not going to be taking a stage on a relatively flat stage. We've got U18 Emirates, Ineos Grenadiers, Israel Primotic, Astana Kazakhstan, and EF Education Easy Post, the rider who was doing a big turn at the front, Stefan Biesinger. He has just sat up here wearing an aero helmet as well. These aero helmets are getting more ridiculous by the day. But Abrahamsen, he's 5 seconds away from ending his day in the front end of the race. So this is a big, big shame here. Big shame, to say the least. And are we going to see a stage win from Arne Deli, from Biniam Girmay? These are all questions that we're thinking about. And Biniam Girmay, he's doing his best to be in the best position here. And is he going to be able to do something here? 5 seconds. Still, Abrahamsen clinging on to the slender lead. It's not 5 seconds. It's mere seconds now. 2 seconds, I think. So great to have 1,300 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you think is going to take the stage win today. And 53% of you are saying no to Arne Deli victory, but that also means 47% of you think it is going to be Arne Deli winning the stage. But Abrahamsen, his day is over. So our Norwegian friends, unfortunately, it's not going to be a stage win from him. But equally, it could be a stage win from one of his teammates, Magnus Sheffield. Magnus Sheffield. No, not Magnus Sheffield. Different Magnus. Magnus Kort Nielsen. U18 Emirates here towards the front as well. And what is going to happen in this stage? Elroy is asking me to potentially call Biniam the Black Diamond. He's Binny. I can't call him something else. He's Binny to me. I'm sorry. No, it's Binny. I'm not going for that nickname. Binny. But yeah, great to have Divo as well. Divo in Costa Rica as well. Great to have so many people here. We're just not seeing the front end of the peloton for whatever reason. They've decided to show a double crosshair instead. Not quite sure what that's about, but yeah. Who's going to win the stage? That is the big question on our minds here, and let's ask the community if you think it's going to be Binny. Is Binny going to win the stage? Is he going to win the stage? Cavendish, many people thinking he's going to win. Will Binny win? Will Binny win the stage? And a very, very sad message there in the community that a Norwegian rider has passed away. So, that's very, very sad. 13.4 kilometers to go here. Visma Lease bike towards the front. Astana, Kazakhstan. Israel Primotic. U18 Emirates. Ineos Grenadiers. 13.3 kilometers still to go. And who's going to win the stage here? Mark Cavendish is thinking potentially a 34th stage win could be on the cards here. And who's going to be the stage winner? Biniam Girmay is next poll. So do you think it's going to be him? 54% of you are saying yes. 54% 46% of you are saying no. Who's going to take it? I don't know. I really don't know. This could be anyone's for the taking. And that's so intriguing. If we knew exactly who was going to win, it would probably be a bit staler. It probably wouldn't be as exciting. And I think, yeah, I think they just gave a moment of silence as well for Andre as well, the Norwegian. What a shame. .5 kilometers to go, and UAE Team Emirates towards the right-hand side of the road. Ineos Grenadiers here. There is a wind coming from this angle. What would you call that? From the 2 o'clock angle, if you will. And it's all still to play for here. And are we going to see potentially a stage win from Intermarché, from Astana, Kazakhstan, from Ineos Grenadiers? I don't think Ineos Grenadiers are thinking of a stage win today. They're thinking more of keeping Rodriguez safe. Tadej Pogačar as well. I'm not sure this is going to be a day he's going to be sprinting for. Tomorrow is the day UAE Team Emirates and Visma Lease Bike are a bit worried about with the gravel sectors. Of course, Strade Bianchi champion is Tadej Pogačar, so he is the king of the gravel right now. But 11.5 kilometers to go here. 11.5. That is all that separates a win for one of these riders. And Abrahamsen there in the bunch. This is going to be a very fast finish here towards the finishing line. And who's going to take it? That's the big question. Let us know who you think is going to take the stage win. We've got the poll. And quite an exciting sprint here. And who's going to take it? That is the question we keep asking ourselves. Michael Matthews is certainly not going to be taking it. He got distanced a bit further, a bit of time ago. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. But right now, it's all still to play for here in the race. And gravel is going to be very exciting in the race tomorrow. So make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, so you can be informed of us that happening tomorrow. And yeah, right now it's getting very tense. 10.5 kilometers, Astana, Kazakhstan up there towards the front. Ineos Grenadiers, UAE Team Emirates, Visma Lease Bike. And is that Movistar? I'm not too sure that is Movistar. I think it's Decathlon AG2R. Of course, these jerseys, many of them bluish, dark. They can kind of all melt together when you look at them. But Wout van Aert is not going to be contesting for this stage win because he's at the front of the race. So he's well and truly being a domestiquing for Jonas Vingegaard here. So inside the last 10 kilometers now, and now the pace is going to be flying, absolutely flying. Wout van Aert at the front of the peloton right now with a host of other teams. Decathlon AG2R, Astana, Alexei Lutsenko with Israel Primitic in there as well. Oliver Naesen, while Ineos Grenadiers, I think, with Ben Turner and Nils Pollard with UAE. So all the big classic guys for their team and Alexei Lutsenko are at the front end of the race here, trying to keep them in the right positions for their leaders, whether that be GC or whether it be sprint. But 9.5 kilometers to go. Remember, that finale we've got is quite straightforward. You can see it on the screen in front of you. That is a fairly straight line. So who's going to win the stage? There's so many options. This sprint stage, as we said, it's such a vastly competitive field. And yeah, we are going to see what's going to happen. What I was saying is, well, there's plenty of comments coming in. Great to have you all here. It could be a very interesting finish here towards the finishing line for the riders. The pace is going to be high here. 8.9 kilometers here. No team is really taking up the dominance at the front. It's still being shared by a number of teams here towards the front. So we wait to see what's going to happen here. But great to have so many people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you think is going to win. 2/3 of you think it's going to be a victory from friend of the channel, Biniam Girmay, already having tasted a success so far in the race and is looking to make more history. The green jersey wearer here. They're coming towards a tight corner here. And yeah, the bottle neck effect is certainly in play towards the back end of the peloton here. But it's all still to play for in the stage. And let's see who's going to take the stage win. UAE Team Emirates congregating around that right-hand side of the road now. Bismillah bike on the left-hand side of the road. And it's all still to play for right now. Honor Dili is sitting quite far up, but he's a bit far down for my liking. So is the Dutch national champion as well. Dylan Groenewegen, he's quite far down. But Biniam Girmay is sitting in a very good position, almost behind the yellow jersey of Tadej Pogačar here. So Id Tomache behind UAE Team Emirates. Ineos Grenadiers up towards the front here. Movistar trying to navigate Gaviria up towards the front as well. So Israel Prematic, Pascal Ackermann is potentially the man that they're thinking of for this slight incline of a finish here. But right now, the battle for positions is getting a bit heated. Not too fast the pace right now, but I think that's courtesy of the gradient just increasing ever so slightly here. Who's going to take the stage win? Lidl Trek, unfortunately not. No Mess Pilsen anymore in the race. But Sam Bennett is certainly in play here for Decathlon AG2R. Movistar thinking of success with Gaviria. Gaviria, can he potentially do something here? Dylan Groenewegen, he wants another win to his, another stage win to his Palmares. Jasper Philipsen looks like he's far back right now. 7.4 kilometers to go here. 7.4 kilometers to go. That's all that we've got left of the stage. So a lot of things could happen on today's stage. As we said, it's a very competitive one, to say the least. Many of the big sprinters in the world of cycling have found themselves to come here to the Tour de France. And let's see what happens here. Let's see who's going to be the strongest for today. It's all still to play for. And who's going to win the stage? That is the big question. I think maybe we're going to see our first Belgian sprinter take the stage win, but it could equally be Binny, or it could equally be Mark Cavendish being the first sprinters to add a second stage win to their tally. But EF Education EasyPurse certainly doing a lot of work at the front here. And who's going to win the stage? That is the big question. And if you haven't already, get involved in our Tour de France competition available over on our little brother channel. Yes, the third channel of this channel collection, the Cycling Dane Action. And the video shared in the link is me trying to beat a World Tour sprinter, the teammate of Fabio Jakobsen, and get involved in the competition on the community chat for that. But help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Fabio Jakobsen, we just mentioned him, he's out the back. Fabio Jakobsen out the back here. So more bad luck for the Dutch sprinter, unfortunately. He's not going to be contesting this sprint. So we wait and see what's going to happen. But great to have almost 1,500 people in the chat. And who's going to make this stage his? EF Education EasyPurse towards the front here with Ben Healy. They're going all out for Marian Vandenberg, I think, in this stage. Wow. The goal here is to accelerate as far as Marian can stand and put the heaviest sprinter in problems. That is what EF Education EasyPurse is doing. And they're doing it quite well. Fabio Jakobsen is out the back. So far, so good. But they want to get rid of more sprinters here. More sprinters. Can they get rid of more sprinters? Ben Healy doing a great effort here. And this is where we would want to see power numbers. But, alas, the organizers don't want to give us that. But AG2R are looking to match this effort by EF Education EasyPurse. This is getting very interesting. Ooh. Visma Lisa Bike, the GC teams and the sprinters teams, they're fighting it out here. None of them want to lose out in the battle for positions here. Everything is on the line now. Everything is on the line. Let's see what happens in the stage. Anything can happen right now, but Jonas Abrahamsen is still in the peloton right now, so good riding from him. And everything could happen here. Groenewegen, is he going to be able to do something here? I'm not sure. Where is he? He's still in here. The Belgian national champion's in here as well. Laporte, is that who they're thinking of? It's Melissa Bike. That could be the guy that they're working for. That could actually be the guy. Many of you supporting Mark Cavendish here as well. Sam Bennett. The wind is, quite strong. Or not too strong, but there is certainly a side wind here. So, Binny, is it going to be his victory? Decathlon AG2R moving up towards the front here despite losing, not Decathlon, Well, they are up here towards the front with Sam Bennett in their thoughts. But DSM as well, who they're thinking of. John Degenkolb, could he just make a sprint here? Arnaud Demar, Arnaud Delis, the two Arnauds, they're here. Who's going to be the best Arnaud? Is it going to be Arnaud Delis or Arnaud Demar? Both of them would love to take a stage win. We also have Alexander Kristoff, the man from Stavanger, Norge. He's up here as well. Former stage winner in the Tour de France as well. DB Cooper apparently said Laporte, is he going to be taking the stage win? 4.3 kilometers to go here. 4.3 kilometers to go. Visma Lease Bike, they are definitely eyeing up potentially at the European champion taking the stage win. The man who beat Olaf Koy and Wout van Aert for that title. Biniam Girmay sitting here with teammates around him. One of his teammates almost just taking him out there a bit. Binny sitting about 6 rows down in the peloton, so it's not the best road to sit in. We also have Tadej Pogačar sitting quite high up here, sitting second wheel right now. Now 3.9 kilometers to go. Soudal Quickstep here doing their best to position their white jersey. We were saying that he was quite far down in the peloton, but right now he's sitting great. DSM Firmenich up towards the front. No Fabio Jakobsen, but they still want to do something here. Lotto Destiny, this is it. Lotto Destiny, this is going to happen. Are we going to see him take the stage win? Is it going to be the first stage win for this young man in his very successful career? But Laporte wants to get in the way. Biniam wants to get in the way. Mark Cavendish. All these great men are sitting up towards the front. Gaviria, could he be an unlikely winner? Dylan Groenewegen, could he do something here? Marian Vandenberg, who EF have been working tirelessly for in the last few kilometers. 3.2 kilometers to go. You can see the last profile here. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. This is going to be a classic sprint for the finishing line. Is anyone going to be caught out? Is the battle for position is going to be very intense here. AG2R towards the front here. We've got Arnaud Delis sitting on the left-hand side with 2 men of his team sitting in front of him. Decathlon AG2R worried about this. There's no corners. Crash, crash, crash. Oh, no. What was that? Touch of wheels here. No crash. False alarm. No crash, no crash. But one of the riders touching of wheels, I think, and several riders losing their positioning there. And I think that was a Decathlon AG2. Oh, no, an Alpecin rider. Was that Jasper Philipsen? Let's hope not. Jasper Philipsen, of course, their green jersey points up for grabs here. He's finding himself quite far down here. That I think it wasn't a crash. I believe we didn't have a crash here, but 2.4 kilometers to go. Brian Coquard, the man who hasn't ever won a Tour de France stage. The Cofidis sprinter from France, from Saint-Nazaire, from the west coast of France, having been in many Tour de France's but never tasted success. He wants to try and take the win, denied by Marcel Kittel in 2017. Can he turn back the clock and take the win here? That remains to be seen. Tadej Pogačar up towards the front still, wants to stay out of trouble here. But where is Laporte? Where is Arnaud Demar? Where is Arnaud Delis? Ooh, this is going to be a fast one. This is going to be a fast one. We're coming into the last kilometer. Remember, the last kilometer is somewhat at an uphill, but there is a descent. They're coming towards the finish here. Jasper Philipsen is sitting in a good position near Mathieu van der Poel here, but they're sitting a bit too far down for my liking. Intermarché is coming up here with Biniam Girmay on the wheel. 1.4 kilometers to go here. Intermarché, 62 kilometers in the speed. Decathlon AG2R towards the front here. This is getting hairy. This is getting tricky. Nerves tense. The heartbeat's going to be at the max for many of these riders now. Biniam Girmay and Intermarché, they're moving up slowly here, but Decathlon AG2R, they are the team in control here. Oh, we've got Bahrain Victorious getting involved in this. Israel Premier Tech, what can they do here? Intermarché, they hit the front now inside the last kilometer. They take control. They take charge. Mathieu van der Poel out of the battle here. Jasper Philipsen, he'll have to find a different way if he's going to take the stage win. Alpecin quite far down here. Arnaud Delis sitting in the perfect wheel here behind the Cofidis train. Biniam Girmay looks like he's going to be boxed in. We're inside the last 700 meters here. We're coming towards the uphill. Who's going to be having the power here? Cofidis. Are we going to see Cofidis? Intermarché doing their best to try and get that man, Biniam Girmay, in the right position here. 500 meters to go here. Arnaud Delis sitting perfect wheel here almost. Binny third wheel here. Oh, last 400 meters. Brian Coquard, is it going to be a stage win for Cofidis? Biniam, come on. Biniam third wheel here. They're going to open it up very shortly here. Arnaud Delis sitting fifth wheel. I think we have Pascal Ackermann in fourth wheel. Brian Kokar is going to rev up the engine. Is he going to take his first stage win? The man from Sant Nasir, Delhi, Jasper Philipsen, Biniam Girmay, these two juggernauts of the sport, they're going to go head to head here. Jasper Philipsen and Biniam Girmay with Anna Delhi in third wheel. We've got Pascal Ackerman, Bini. Biniam Girmay takes the victory. Bini. Wow. Bini. Biniam Girmay does it once more. Wow. We said it. We said he could potentially take another stage win today. He becomes the first ever Eritrean to win in the green jersey. First ever Eritrean to win a second stage of the Tour de France. Intermarché waited a long time for their first ever stage win, and this year they had to wait only for stage 8 for the second stage. What an incredible victory there. The lead out was almost perfect by Intermarché, and he has just extended his lead there. Intermarché, another stage victory for the Black Diamond, as you guys have said in the comments. Biniam Girmay, wow, the national symbol for not Intermarché, for Eritrea. What a victory there. Wow. We said this profile did suit him, and he has paid it off. What an incredible win there by Biniam Girmay, friend of the channel. I'm so happy for him. Symbol of a nation, and he has really just rewritten everything. We'll do the sprint analysis here on the Cycling Dane channel after the stage. But yeah, what an incredible victory that was. Bini just coming through. Jasper Philipsen, him going toe to toe here. Jasper Philipsen and Arne Delhi trying to go through the middle there. I think Arne Delhi might just have done a whoopsie there. Oh, Jasper Philipsen. The green jersey battle is going to be a big one here. This is going to be a big one. Can they? Oh, that was remarkably good riding there by Biniam Girmay. Head to head with his biggest rival for the green jersey, Jasper Philipsen. Just shows off that green jersey. You might think the green jersey is horrible and we should have had the old one, but we don't have it anymore. But what an incredible finish that was. Wow. Bini. That was ridiculously good to see. Jasper Philipsen coming so close. What an iconic battle between the two fastest men potentially in this year's Tour de France. On this kind of terrain, Bini certainly had the advantage. We said that. We said Jasper Philipsen on this kind of terrain probably isn't the strongest guy. Mads Pedersen beating him last year on stage 8 last year in Limoges, and it was a similar-esque profile here. But Bini creating more history, the history maker of this year's Tour de France. One of them certainly, the first ever Eritrean, like we said, to wear the green jersey. First ever Eritrean to take a stage win. First ever Eritrean to not only take one stage win, but take 2 stage wins. Oh, that was absolutely remarkable. We'll get you the stage, or break down the stage sprint. I'll get you the top 10. We'll look at the green jersey breakdown as well. But wow. That was remarkable riding by Bini. Bini and Intermarché. But Arne Delhi, unfortunately, he was just blocked in there a bit. So that was a big shame here. And if you're new as well, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel here on the Cycling Dane, of course. And check out the Biniam Girmay interview if you want to see more of Bini here on the channel. That was remarkable. Let's get a breakdown of that. Let's get the top 10 as well for you guys. And yeah, that was a remarkable finish to the stage. Heart pounding. My heart rate is probably 250 at this point. But yeah, Bini getting another stage win to add to his account. 2 stage victories in his second Tour de France. That is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Wow. What happened to Mark Cavendish? That is a big question. Remco Evenepoel sitting quite high up there in the sprint as well. But yeah, wow. That was remarkable stuff there. Remarkable stuff. What a sprint. What a sprint. That was great riding there. Wow. We are going to see what is going to happen, to say the least. That was a great finish there, you have to say. But let's just take a look at the top 5. Welcome FM as well. Welcome to everyone who subscribed today. Really do appreciate it. And subscribe, because we might actually see a stage win tomorrow as well from Bini. Who knows at this point? His form is absolutely electric. But here we have it, the top 10. The top 10 in this stage today. Stage 8 of the 2024 Tour de France. Our stage winner is the green jersey of Biniam Girmay. Bini takes another stage victory here. What an incredible finish from him. And what more can we say than chapeau to our friend of the channel. We absolutely we can't really say anything more than absolutely incredible. But the top 10, as we said, let's just go through that. Then we'll break down the sprint for you guys as well. In 10th place, Remco Evenepoel, the white jersey of Soudal Quickstep, the GC rider. Alex Aramburu in 9th place, the Spanish national champion, the best Movistar rider, I think. Yes. 8th place for Fred Wright, the best British rider and Bahrain victorious rider. Maybe that's why we saw Bahrain towards the front. Phil Bauhaus obviously losing a bit of distance. Little Trek, Ryan Gibbons in 6th place. Marian Vandenberg in 5th place for Year of Education Easy Post. Pascal Ackermann, great sprint from him, the Israel Premier Tech rider. Arnaud Delis in 3rd place. Arnaud Delis in 3rd place here. So Arnaud Delis in 3rd place. Welcome Edward as well. Welcome John as well. Recent subscribers, welcome to the channel. Welcome Chris Percival as well. Welcome A. Naib. And thank you for subscribing. Jasper Philipsen in 2nd place. And Biniam Girmay, the man from Asmara, from Eritrea, the man who many people doubted. Delco, they threw him off their books. Intermarché picked him up. They knew he was a diamond in the rough. He won the 2022. Again, he took a stage win in the Giro d'Italia in 2022. A champagne cork untimely moment for him to leave. And then last year in the Tour de France, didn't quite get that victory that everyone was hoping for. Did get a top 3, but the faith was disappearing from Biniam. We didn't lose faith here in the Cycling Dane. We believed in Bini. Bini, our man, we believed in him. And he certainly did repay the faith to all of us, all the Biniam Girmay fans around the world. And here he takes his second stage win of this year's Tour de France. But let's get you the green jersey breakdown as well before we go through the sprint stage. Absolutely remarkable from Bini. Bini. History being made once again. And the green jersey points being changed a bit. And his closest rival now, courtesy of Mads Pedersen dropping out of the race. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Jasper Philipsen. Are we gonna get a word from? No word from Biniam Girmay. What a stage victory that was, you have to say. Let's see if this top 10 for the green jersey, that's one we're gonna talk about. That's, of course, another piece of history he could make. First ever Eritrean to win that green jersey. Is that something that's possible? He's a very good climber, as we know. He can probably has a higher resilience in the mountains than some of the other climbers. Don't forget that Eritrea, his training roads when he's at home are above 2,000 meters here. So, plenty of iconic runners coming out of Ethiopia and Eritrea. But right now, plenty of you subscribing as well. Welcome. See your name forever get immortalized on the stream. On this historic stage of the Tour de France. Stage 8 belongs to Biniam Girmay. But in terms of the green jersey, he extends his lead on Jasper Philipsen. Of course, Jasper Philipsen moving up 2 places, courtesy of Mads Pedersen leaving the race. And of course, Abrahamsen as well, losing touch in the sprint because he was out there in the breakaway from so long. Arnaud Delis, you can see he moves up 5 places in 4th place now. But Biniam Girmay, 216 points and 128 points down to his rival. 78 points? Is that the difference?
So quite a margin there. Quite a margin between him and Jasper Philipsen now in that green jersey. So quite a substantial margin between the green jersey Alpecin de Koenig star and Biniam Girmay, the star of Airtre, the star of Intermarché. How many more stages can he take? That's the big question here. But let's get everyone a breakdown of the stage just to see where Bini was sitting in that. That was a remarkable stage, that absolutely incredible. But let's get us a breakdown of the stage and see what is going to happen in terms of the stage win, etc., deeper into the like these kind of flat stages. But Bini was in a great position here. So with about, let's take it up from 250 meters to go. Is this? Let me just get the right frame and then we'll get that in play. So Bini was kind of delivered by his team in the right time at the right moment. Completely isolated there towards the end. But on this kind of terrain, it was kind of fine, to be honest. Brian Coquard was hoping for the stage win. But let's just get you the picture of the road there. There you have it. You can see this is what the finale was looking like. Bini was sitting on the wheel of the Cofidis boys. Brian Coquard was the man in front of him. You can see Arnaud Delis was quite far back. Alpecin, a bit of nudging there between him and the Direct Energies rider there. That was, a bit close to, too close to comfort or whatever you want to say. That was, pretty close between the two of them. That could have caused quite a big accident there. I believe we didn't actually have any crashes as far as I know, but I could be wrong. But you can see Bini on the perfect wheel there, sitting on the wheel of Cofidis. And then if we take it up a bit further, a few more meters, the Cofidis rider is finishing up. And we have Jasper Philipsen on his wheel, Jasper Philipsen on the wheel of Bini. Boxed in though, so that wasn't a great position to say the least for Jasper Philipsen. Was certainly missing his lead-out man of Mathieu Van der Poel there. You can see it, he's just missing that bit of a muscle there that he could have relied on just to get the right-hand side of the road to find himself in second wheel. But yeah, it looked like it wasn't meant to be for him. You can see there you have it. You also have the Spanish national champion in there as well, Alex Aramburu, trying to do his best to get in a good position here. So Movistar did a good lead out here to get him. Oh, Bini. Let's hear from Bini.
Say thanks God for everything, and I think this victory I need to give to my mother, to my father. They believe in me. They give me all the support to become a cyclist, to become a professional, and I just want to say thank you very much to my family. I'm so proud.
Take us through that finish. It was the perfect finish for you with that slight uphill kick.
So just hearing that finish there, well, who he was dedicating the win to. But anyways, if we go back to the sprint breakdown there, like we said, quite a remarkable one to say the least, where he was sitting. And then once they open up, Brian Coquard tried to open up, and let's just get the right frame again. And this really showed where Bini won this race. I think we had Jasper Philipsen sitting right in the wrong place, to be honest. I thought Jasper Philipsen was the man. There we have it. So Jasper Philipsen opens up after Brian Coquard opens up. Then Bini is coming around him, and there. Well, I'll just get the frame so you understand what's going on. So you can see there on your frame that we have in front of our pictures, the Cofidis lead-out man has finished, and maybe that was just a moment too late or too soon for them to actually move off like that. And it was a bit of a shame for Brian Coquard. He was sitting in a perfect position here. This is the position that Jasper Philipsen would have loved to have had Mathieu Van der Poel in front of him.
and doing this, but it wasn't quite meant to be. But yeah, if we look at it here, so you can see the frame we are looking at now. So Bini is opening up his sprint. Once Brian Kokar opening up his sprint, there's a bit of a gap there, and Alpecin coming through there as well. Jasper Philipsen looks like he has the advantage there. So Jasper Philipsen is actually momentarily ahead of Bini. So it's a straight up mano a mano here. In the last 100 meters, there's an all-out sprint between the two guys. Who has the biggest kick? Who has the biggest engine out of the two? That is what's the question here. Let's just get you the next frame as well. You can see Brian Kokar sadly just opening up too soon. And the gradient in play here as well. That's the big question. Or not the big question, the big factor here. You can see Honor Deli finds himself quite far back here. Honor Deli finds himself really far back in the sprint. So there you have it. Honor Deli so far back in the sprint here. Really far back. And that leader man, the Alpecin guy we can see on the right. I wasn't quite sure who that was. Because I was like, is that Deli? But it's not. So here, with 100 meters to go, you can see it's Bini versus Jasper Philipsen. That is a perfect picture. And Jasper Philipsen does pull ahead of him if we look at the next 25 meters into the sprint. It's a clean sprint between the two of them. There's nothing between them here. This is really man on man. There's nobody who's in the way of these two. They're doing their best to just pure sprint between these two giants. This is really incredible by the two. You can see the image between the two of them, and Jasper Philipsen has the slight advantage there, and then when we look at 25 meters further into the sprint, Jasper a bit further ahead of him. And you are thinking there, that's the moment. Well, okay, Jasper Philipsen is going to take it. And then Honor Deli messes up the sprint here, I think. Maybe this is an infringement of the sprint here. And maybe Honor Deli should get relegated. Because did he touch the wheel here of Jasper Philipsen? Jasper Philipsen has a clear advantage. He might be quite angry about this. So, This is quite a close one. Look at this. Honor Deli, he thought there was going to come a gap there. The gap does not come for the Belgian national champion. And this might have just messed up Jasper Philipsen's sprint here. Obviously Biniam Girmay shouldn't be punished for that. And maybe that just took a bit of a momentum out of Jasper Philipsen. I'm not saying Bini doesn't deserve the sprint. Obviously, I'm very happy about Bini winning. But it was just seeing that bit of staggered progress there by Jasper Philipsen. Maybe that is just what caused him to lose his momentum in the sprint here. 85% of you believing it was a stage win for Biniam Girmay. That is quite incredible, to say the least. Honor Deli, did he just mess up Jasper Philipsen, his countryman's chance for the win? That was quite remarkable, to say the least. And is Jasper Philipsen gonna be a bit angry about this? I don't know. This is quite bad. We wait to see what happens. I'll do a recap race analysis as well of the breakdown of the sprint over on the Cycling Day Extra channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button as well. Subscribe to the channel and get involved in our competition on the Cycling Day in Action channel. But you can see there in the sprint, there's certainly some people who can think about that. Honor Deli maybe messed up the sprint there a bit for Jasper Philipsen. We'll never know, but many of you will say this is also karma in a way for messing up Wout van Aert's sprint the other day. And certainly weird bit of touch there. Honor Deli just expecting the door to open. It didn't quite open for him. And that meant that, unfortunately, the victory didn't go his way. It went another way. So, interesting stuff that we have, of course, got our top 10. Like we said, Biniam Girmay takes the stage win today.
what a victory that is for him and Intermarché. I'll shoot off and do the recap race analysis, of course. And yeah, if you haven't already, make sure to get involved in our competition on the Cycling Dane Action channel. I would really appreciate you heading over there and getting us to 1,000 subscribers. And if you haven't already, thank you eternally for already being part of the many people who have subscribed. But yeah, it's a very interesting Tour de France this year. So head over to the Cycling Dane extra channel and the Cycling Dane Action channel, and we'll make sure to do a recap race. Well, a breakdown of the sprint. I'll break down the sprint and we'll look at that, because that was a sprint that needs a bit of a breakdown, a bit of a look at. Biniam Girmay taking the stage win. What an incredible win that was. History in the making, history in the history books, like we said. And yeah, what a win. Second stage for this absolutely incredible guy, as we said. The pride of Eritrea, the man, the myth, the legend. And Bini, how many more stages can he win in this year's Tour de France? That remains to be seen. But yeah, absolutely remarkable by him, and in the green jersey as well. First ever Eritrean to win in the green jersey, first ever Eritrean to wear the green jersey, and first ever Eritrean to win 2 stages of the Tour de France. But yeah, anyways, with that, thank you very much for liking, subscribing, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for stage 9, which is going to be an incredible one.